views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
Down the Blue Yeti. All right, all right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you
Unmuted.
for tuning in. Today is February the 7th, 2023. Another day in history. Well, this world is going crazy. And if you want to join the conversation, I want to first invite you to talkrealsolution.com. And on there, you'll find the 3-point plan to Black empowerment and financial freedom. It has 3 points. The first point is to get together with like-minded people. The second point is to stop all unnecessary spending and save your money. The third point is as a unit, invest or save your money in a verified and trusted institution. A great goal would be for you to open a Black-owned business. And above the 3-point plan, you have a link to African American owned banks and African American owned credit unions. I just clicked on the link. And we can all start moving our money to these institutions to start practicing group economics today. You can join the conversation tonight if you want to by dialing the number at 1-717-908-1834 and the access code of 917324. And I'll open your mic and we can have a conversation about the topic that we're speaking on, or whatever you feel like. And I will indulge you, whether it's politics, celebrity gossip, celebrity news, or just whatever you got on your mind. It is the holiday seasons, and I know around this time of the year, a lot of people feel a certain way, and people get emotional around this time. It is what it is. Anyway, my point is you can call in and say whatever is on your mind, and I will try to allow you to have your conversation. The only thing I do ask is if we do have a conversation is that we don't talk over each other and yell and scream and all that kind of stuff over each other. So the people that's listening on YouTube can hear the complete conversation. I don't care about being right or wrong. I do care about being right or wrong, but what I'm saying is I don't want to speak over you just to try to prove that I'm right. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm going to always be right, whether you acknowledge it or not. What's up, Jermaine and Miss MJ? What we got going on? Well, I I titled the show P Diddy or P Doody, because last week we was talking about a celebrity that was in trouble. I forgot who it was, but this week I seen all this stuff about P Diddy, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? And it seemed like after all these years of them being popular and celebrities and all this kind of stuff, people are now coming out and actually seeing what was going on behind the scenes. Now, the last celebrity that I was talking about was interviewed by Tasha K. I think it was Will Smith and Jada Smith and all that. And I just said take that with a grain of salt because Tasha K is messy and all of that. So I don't know who interviewed this person that is exposing P. Diddy. I think it was one of his former girlfriends, Cassie or somebody, and then from that claim they a snowball of claims started coming out against P. Diddy, accusing him of all kinds of stuff. I was like, whoa, wait a minute now. This ain't Tasha K. This is multiple people, saying that these things happen. Now, of course, all of this stuff is alleged. I don't have any proof. But there's court documents out there. There's people taking him to court and all of this kind of stuff for things that he did back in the day to people and how he treated people. And I was like, I don't know. You just don't know who these people is. Now, I never was a P. Diddy fan. I always thought that he had something to do with Biggie Smalls and Tupac, trying to play that game of gangster and just behind the scenes, this dude. I always felt that way, and just his nature, his demeanor didn't come across as somebody who was honest about what he was doing there. And that's just me. I could have been wrong. I don't know these people. I don't get into them like that. I do listen to their music. Now, I will tell you that I will listen to these rap songs. I don't care how violent they are or how explicit in sexuality they are. I don't care about none of that because that's just not important to me when I'm listening to music. And I don't know if people understand what I'm saying or not. It's the rhythm, it's the beat, it's the way the whole concept was put together and how it's displayed. Just like this girl, Sexy Red. Now everybody's talking about her, and she do got some vulgar language in her in her music. But with music, there's other stuff behind it besides the words, and that's the stuff that I pay attention to. And of course, I wouldn't want my children or grandchildren listening to it, but it's art, and to me, art is an expression of. I can't explain it. If you're an artist, you're expressing something, and the way you express it, if it attracts a lot of people, then it has meaning to it. And that girl, Sexy Red, she found a way to do it that attract a lot of people. And it's good music. To be honest with you, I'm not saying the words are good. The words are fucking nasty and vile. But if you listen to the music, it's good music. It's put together well, produced well, and all that kind of stuff. So that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people just gonna say, no, she making black women look certain way and all this kind of stuff. And I don't go down that road. I don't put the onus on how someone looks on one person most of the time. Because I say that because I have caught myself doing that when it comes to these he bitches on the internet representing black men and doing shit that just looks ridiculous in the manosphere. So I have done that, but I don't do that with everything. Let's say one black person is a representation of everybody, because that's nowhere near true. And that go the same thing for politics, right? As a matter of fact, in politics, there's this thing that people are doing now with this Israel conflict, to where they're bashing black people for not being all in supporting Israel. That's just bullshit. Who does that? And they get on the news and say it, and they do interviews and say it, how black people should just blindly support Israel's view. when it comes to them killing and and wiping out Palestinians. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Nobody, well, I guess Europeans, they'll blindly support any damn body. See, that's how they blindly supporting Donald Trump and the Republican Party. But you know, we have came along in such a way. We look at those type of things and we see what's right and what's wrong. And if you're wiping entire generations off the map, regardless of who they are, that is wrong. Period. Period. There's nothing wrong with saying no, Israel, you can't kill off Palestinians. And because somebody takes that view, you are labeled anti-Semitic. Because somebody say you don't support genocide, now you're anti-Semitic. Which I don't give a shit about being anti-Semitic because this Semitic and anti-Semitic stuff, it's all religious mindset, and it's not an insult to me because all of it's fake to me. You know, so I don't care. But whenever they start labeling our community in such a way, because they've made a decision to commit genocide, that's what they're doing. When you're using all of those weapons to kill innocent people, and the people that you're killing don't have weapons, can't fight back, children. Yeah, that's you're wiping people off the planet, and you're telling me I can get in trouble with Jewish people for having that view, and that's bullshit. And the American media is eating that narrative up about black people. I think Candace Owens, believe it, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Candace Owens is in trouble for speaking in that manner. Let me see. There was something in the news about Candace Owens. That she's in trouble with the media outlet that she works for, because she said something similar to what I'm saying, is that it's not okay to wipe people off the planet. I can't find it. But and the reason I brought her up, because she's as extreme right wing as you can get. She is Auntie Mama, coon, sellout, anti-black as you can get. And one of her viewpoints is that the Jewish people are doing too much when it comes to killing the Palestinians, and they're pushing her to the side because of that viewpoint. And I'm like, what the hell? So that the reason I'm pointing this out is because there's a big old propaganda machine out there that if you're off message, if you even though you're right in your viewpoints, there's this big old propaganda machine is coming after you to try to make you get on message and penalize you because you don't see things their way. And that's what's going on with the Israel Hamas Palestinian conflict over there. And we're smart enough to actually say, if terrorists under the flag of Hamas committed terrorism, then you need to go after the terrorists labeled Hamas. I'll say that and I'll stand on it. But what is too much is if you're going after Hamas and you're killing innocent people, the Palestinians, then you're doing too much. But they justify the killing of innocent people the Palestinians because Hamas did something wrong. Now, I know that Hamas is supposed to be governing Palestinians, but I'm quite certain, I don't know any Palestinians, I'm quite certain that all Palestinians do not feel the same way Hamas feel about Israel. Now, we went into the history of why I think the Palestinians should be angry, because over the years, the Jewish people basically have been taking their land, kicking them out of their homes, creating laws that cut off their food supplies, their water supplies, and pushing them into these territories that, you know, they live like they're in jail without the bars on it, you know, and that's just the way that's what's been going on for years. And the UN and the United States and other Western countries have not even spoken to the point of Israel and what they've been doing to the Palestinians, right? And when an action, when you push somebody in the corner, they're gonna snap back. That's just what's gonna happen. And when they snap back, now it's all their fault. There is no accountability on the other side. There is no accountability from Israel saying, okay, maybe we pushed these people too far, and maybe we've taken too much from these people. Maybe we killed them, and maybe we cut off too many resources. Maybe we took too much of their land. Maybe we took and destroyed too much of their heritage. None of that. There's no, all of a sudden, whenever thing happened back to Israel, oh, shoot, look at how these savages are acting. You're the savage. You're the savage under the guise of being a first world nation and trying to promote first world ideologies and democracy. And at the same time, you're suppressing a people and committing genocide. You are the problem. And I could say that easily because you can look at the United States and see the same example when it comes to African Americans versus white America. They keep pushing us and pushing us and pushing us. And then whenever we strike back, they kill Martin Luther King. They kill Malcolm X. I know it was a black man that shot Malcolm X, but you need to do the damn digging. They killed Medgar Evers. They kill the Black Panthers leaders. When you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, right? Something is going to happen. That pipe is going to burst. It's the same thing going on today in the streets of America. When you look at the genocide of black people at the hands of state-sponsored terrorists with badges, and they're killing black people in the street every day. And then they're using qualified immunity to justify their genocide. They're using policies of certain police departments to say that he stuck his hand in his waistband. His cell phone looked like a gun. He was standing in this empty house and he was stealing something because he's black. Right? They're using the policies of this country and the police department to justify their genocide, just like the Jewish people in Israel was using their policies to push the damn Palestinians into these little open air jails. Something's going to pop. The pipe is going to fucking burst. I don't know how else to put that. I don't know how to put that. And, you know, I don't have anything against Jewish people. I don't follow this whole conspiracy theory about Jewish people and them running the world and owning the money and all. I don't follow that shit, right? But they create these narratives so they can defend themselves and make themselves victims. The Holocaust was terrible. The Holocaust is a stain on humanity. The Holocaust is one of the worst events that human history will ever document. I said one of, because the worst event was the transatlantic slave trade, and that ain't gonna change it ain't gonna ever change. But that was one of the worst events in human history. It happened. Descendants of those people are due reparations. Descendants of the Holocaust survivors are to be made right. As a black man, I can sit up here and say that. But those same Jewish people that I just said deserve to be reparated will not fight, will not utter the word that my ancestors need to be reparated. They need to get out of my motherfucking face. You're in charge, Bernie Sanders. You're in charge, Adam Schiff. You're in charge, Nancy Pelosi. You're in charge of Washington, Jewish fucking America. You can do something about the reparations for black people. Not one utterance of the word of support for reparations for the people, for my people. But we know that the Jewish got reparated because they got a fucking state. They got a fucking country out of it. And they're getting our tax dollars to go back and forth to Israel on our fucking dime. But not one motherfucking Jewish people, you motherfuckers making the policies, you will not undo or fight to undo qualified immunity. So they need to go on somewhere with this bullshit about black people. You need to be on the Jewish side. No. Black people need to be on their own damn side. And we know how to fucking judge what's fair and what's not fair. And it's unfair for you to fucking genocide a whole nation of fucking people, wipe them the fuck off the map when you're complaining about that's what the fucking Nazis tried to do to you. It's unfair. So this whole conversation about the damn Jews, and golly, we done forgot about Vladimir Zelensky. What the fuck happened to the Ukrainians? All of a sudden, the Jewish people taking over the damn news, right? Because they're victims. All my life, I've been hearing black people claiming victim. Black people claiming victim. You're using the black card. All my life, that's all the fuck when I point out the systemic racism in this society, when I tell you that the medical care is biased, when I tell you there's unfair pay in this country when it comes to black people, when I tell you the resource to education is unfair in this damn country, you say to me, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're playing the victim card, but all for the last motherfucking 2 months, all I heard was fucking Jewish victims on TV, and ain't nobody told them to shut the fuck up. Not nobody. Are they playing victim? See, it ain't right. If they can express the atrocities that is going on in their society, if they can get on TV and tell everybody in the world, you know, we are victims and it needs to stop, why the fuck is it a problem whenever black people get on fucking TV and speak out and say, look, that motherfucking cop murdered a black child. That school teacher made that black child cut his fucking hair because he's black. What the fuck is the problem with actually saying the shit and the racism that happens to us without us getting told that we're victims? Why? It's just unfucking fair. It's just unfucking fair. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. I can sit up here and yell and scream all night about it, and somebody gonna find a way to say, well, Tyrone, you know. Fuck all that. That's why you ignorant. That's why you ignorant. I mean, as an African American, as a black person in this country, there is no way that you can't say what the fuck I just said is not true. Not one word. That's why I tell you, I tell the truth all the damn time. I live this shit. I go to the damn systems. I watch the doctors give preferred treatment to patients. You know, I watch the financial institutions give access to resources to preferred customers. It happens. And then we out here working like slaves until we get to our damn grave. But you can turn on YouTube and you can see a motherfucker just floating on boats and whatever the fuck they do, you know, because they're making all the money. The system is designed to pay them more so they can enjoy life and leisure and pleasure a lot more than we do. The system is designed to keep us working in those 9-to-5 jobs, 7 days a week, 365. We don't know what the system is designed that way. You can look at how much money Donald Trump has stole, right? You can look at Rupert Murdoch. You can look at the Bitcoin, Rupert Murdoch. You can look at the Bitcoin CEO. You can look at, I mean, there's so many examples how these people are ripping people off and getting taxpayer subsidies to build themselves up and not telling anybody else or not allowing us to get educated on how we can get benefits in the same way. It's a secret. You know, I did it. You need to figure out how to do it. Why don't we teach our kids to all be prosperous? You know, there's this crazy ass way of thinking that if everybody got money, then society ain't worth a damn. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit. I mean, if everybody got something, then you would have less of the craziness going on. And that's been proven over and over and over again. Hell, you can prove it right here in your own community. The people with money are living okay, and the people without money are struggling, and they're out there committing crimes, and that's just it's written in societal fucking notes some damn where how impoverished people commit more crimes because they don't have. Give everybody a living wage, and you know, let everybody be allowed to make it. Then you know, people won't do that shit. That's just the way it is. I don't even know how the fuck the Jewish people done piss me off. But I named the show P. Diddy or P. Doody. I don't know what's going on with P. Diddy, but P. Diddy is doing too damn much. It sounds like. Let me see if I can find an article to stumble over for you guys. This has come from People, I guess. I don't know, but so here we go. I don't know if y'all heard about P. Diddy, but he it's guys like this. It's guys like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. It's people like Charlemagne the God and the people on the Breakfast Club. It's people who are recognized as prominent in the black community until you pull back the layers and you find out who these people are, and they just really fucking disgusting people. And that's why you've never heard me say that I have been enamored with some celebrities. If I had, you can count them on one hand. I know that I tell you, I'm a Prince fan. You know, I don't know what all he had going on behind this. I was a Michael Jackson fan. And that's about as far as it goes. I really am not impressed with any other entertainment. Oh, Tina Turner, um, uh, and Diana Ross. That's it. I ain't got no more. But that's as far as I go. As far as like me uh, looking up the celebrities and watching those people. But people put P Diddy and Bad Boys on this level and they always idolize these people. And then years later, and I'm pretty sure these rumors was out here about P Diddy. I probably didn't pay attention to it because I don't pay attention to it. But People Magazine with this article dated December the 6th of 2023 has a headline: Diddy and former Bad Boy executive Harv Pierre facing lawsuit accusing them of sex trafficking and gang rape. Or gang, I don't know if I can say that, but you see what the things say on TV, on the screen there. But this is what this article is saying. Now, I don't know. P. Diddy is so rich that I don't even know if an accusation like that will even touch this man. Even if if he's found guilty, that's something else. But it's got to get to that point to where you go to a trial, and evidence get presented, and witnesses get called, and all this kind of stuff. And the accusation ain't nothing. It's just a alleged accusation. But this accusation right here is terrible. That means that some point in time in this man's life and Harv Pierre life, somebody felt like they got treated this way through sex trafficking and sexual abuse, right? So something happened. I don't know the story, and of course, years ago, if it was getting reported, I didn't know about it. But now today that this stuff is coming out, something happened where these accusations are coming out against this guy. The same thing with last week I was talking about Will and Jada. I don't know, but I'm just going with the news, and this is what popped up in my timeline. Let me see. This is the fourth lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs in the past several weeks. And the second against Pierre. Combs denies the allegations. And that last part of the sentence is important. The man is denying it. He's saying, okay, it's BS, so he has a chance to deny it. But damn it, somebody's accusing you of some heinous shit, Sean Combs. Sean Diddy Combs have been accused of sexual assault by 4 victims in the past several weeks in a lawsuit filed in New York on Wednesday. A woman who goes by the name of Jane Doe accused Combs, former Bad Boy Entertainment president Harv Pierre, and a third individual labeled as third assailant of sex trafficking and gang sexual abuse when she was 17 years old. Combs, now 54, has denied the allegations. The way they wrote that little piece right there, kind of, how old was he when the girl was 17? And that doesn't matter because she was still underage. But I think they wrote that age gap there to do something to give you a visual of 17 versus 54. That's just my opinion, but I don't know how old he was then. And it don't matter. She was still underage, and sex trafficking was still a issue if, I guess, they travel across state lines or something like that. Just like Matt Gaetz, was doing. He accused of sex trafficking because he had a minor travel across state lines to have sex with her. In the filing obtained by People, Jane Doe claims that Pierre approached her at a lounge in Michigan and convinced her to take a private jet with him and a third assailant to Combs' recording studio in New York City. Once she arrived, she alleged she was given drugs and alcohol before being viciously gang assaulted one after another in the lawsuit claims. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, this is terrible. As alleged in the complaint, defendants preyed on vulnerable high school teenagers as part of their sex trafficking scheme that involved plying her with drugs. Was that supposed to be supplying? With plying her with drugs and alcohol, transporting her by private jet to New York City, where she was gang assaulted by 3 individuals. Defendants, Mr. Combs' studio, Jane Doe lawyer Douglas H. Wigdor said in a statement, "The depravity of these abhorrent acts has, not surprisingly, scarred our client for life." Combs denied the allegations in a statement to People. "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and worked and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy," he said. The mogul added, "Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." Well, I mean, he's denying it. The accusation is getting made by Jane Doe and 3 other people. Why is this even happening? Is my question. And as a entertainer and business owner and all that kind of stuff, if everything was above board, right? And it's not only you. So see, that's what makes this one different, is because it's not only Sean Combs getting accused of this stuff. It's him and 2 other people, right? Who they yet to name. I know about the Pierre guy. But so now these people are accusing these 3 people of doing something. See, that's kind of that kind of gives it some validity, because it's not just them targeting the rich guy. You know, Jane Doe and the 4th person accused Combs of sexual assault in the past several weeks. In November, Combs was accused of sexual assault by a 3rd woman in a lawsuit filed in New York Supreme Court. In documents obtained by People, Jane Doe alleged that Combs and his singer-songwriter Aaron Hall, Aaron Hall took turns assaulting her. That's the guy from Guy, right? Jesus, these people. Yeah. That's the guy. Gee, these people. Aaron Hall took turns assaulting her and a friend in New York City more than 30 years ago. Now, see that 30 years ago thing right there? I don't know why 30 years. Something going on with the 30 years. Why so long? Why did these people come forward? Maybe because the climate now is easier for these people to come out. The allegations arrived in November 2023, the same day Diddy was named in another lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault of a college student in 1991, and days after Combs settled a different lawsuit accusing him of assault and abuse, and all litigations filed under the Adult Survivors Act, which is expired on November the 24th. So there was an expiration to make these claims, so that's probably why they trying to get it in. But why 30 years though? Diddy and Casey. Okay, so that's he settled with Casey in a lawsuit accusing him of abuse. Oh my goodness. So why did you settle? Did you do it or not? You know? Okay, so that's the lawsuit. He settled. All litigations filed under the new. Okay, I just read that. These are fabricated claims falsely alleging misconduct for over 30 years ago and filed at the last minute. This is nothing but a money grab because of Mr. Combs' fame and success. He is an easy target for anonymous accusers who lie without conscience or consequences for financial benefit. A spokesperson for Combs wrote in a statement. That statement sounds like bullshit. So I don't believe that statement. P. Diddy's statement sound more convincing than what I just read. They added, the New York legislature surely did not intend to expect the Adult Survivors Act to be exploited by scammers. The public should be skeptical and not rush to accept these bogus allegations. In the other lawsuit filed on November the 23rd, a woman named Joy Dickerson Neal accused the rapper of drugging and abusing her when she was a college student. So let me see who Joy Dickerson Neal is. Y'all know I'm doing this in real time, so excuse me, I'm nosy. I guess this is her. No, that ain't her. Or is this her? It must be her. She must be older. But anyway, Joy Dickerson Neal of drugging and abusing her when she was a college student at Syracuse University in 1991, according to the court documents obtained by People. Diddy is denying the allegation, claiming that Dickerson Neal fabricated the story. The last-minute lawsuit is an example of how a well-intentioned law can be turned on its head. Mrs. Dickerson, 32 years old, story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. This is purely a money grab and nothing more. A spokesman for the rapper wrote in a statement to People. Listen. It's just like Donald Trump. If it would have been one person, Donald Trump, Bill Cosby, you picked the celebrity. If it would have been just one person or two people, you could say it's a money grab. But whenever you keep getting all these other accusations, there's something going on. You see? Now, in Trump's case, they ignored the fact that he rode into the office of the presidency being accused, allegedly, of abusing a 13-year-old girl. This was I did a whole story on it, and then it disappeared. In Trump's case, you had over 30 people that made these accusations, and they ignored it, right? In Bill Cosby's case, the accusations were there, but the lawyers were so desperate to lock that black man up that they violated their own laws. That's why Bill Cosby's walking around here free right now. He didn't say he didn't do it, because that deposition that you and I saw was released, and they used that private deposition in the case against Bill Cosby. That violated the law because the deposition was supposed to be in private, and there was an agreement made, and that deposition wasn't supposed to be used against him because he gave it up freely. So that's why he's walking around free now. That didn't mean he didn't do it. So in this case, he settled with Casey. Settlement to me is you guilty. If you innocent, you would fight to your last breath. You got enough money to fight to prove you're innocent. So if you settle, then you must identify as something. If this thing goes on, you will be called out or pointed out, or evidence will be presented against you. So you rather for that not to happen, so you would rather settle. So I don't know. There's too many people coming forward now, Mr. Diddy, Mr. Doody. Additionally, Diddy and Cassandra Casey Ventura reached a settlement just by one day after the singer filed a lawsuit against him for allegations of rape, sex trafficking, and domestic violence in November. Pierre also faced his own set of allegations last month, having been accused of grooming sexual harassment and sexual assault by the former assistant. In the document obtained by People, a Jane Doe plaintiff alleged that Pierre, a longtime executive of Bad Boy Records, used his position and authority to groom, exploit, and sexually assault her. According to the anonymous assistant, Pierre engaged in a year-long pattern of grooming the plaintiff, leading to sexual harassment of other plaintiffs and sexual assault. The filing claims that Pierre sexually assaulted the plaintiff on multiple occasions in New York City and other locations throughout the country during 2016 and 2017. As a result, she claimed she suffered physical and psychological and emotional injuries. Alongside Pierre, Bad Boy Entertainment and Bad Boy Records and Combs Enterprises LLC were named in the co-defendants and have been accused of gender-motivated violence and negligence. Defendants failed to properly supervise Pierre, properly supervise the plaintiff, and protect the plaintiff from known danger, and thereby enable Pierre to sexually assault the plaintiff, the lawsuit alleges. The plaintiff also claimed that the defendants knew or should have known that Pierre was not fit to be in a position of authority. Now, what does that mean about Pierre? If he's in charge of Bad Boy Records and they're saying that he was not fit to be in a position of authority, what does that mean about that individual? Was he displaying some type of behavior? Was he displaying some type of sexual aggressive behavior that should have been on watch? I don't know what that means about Pierre. I don't even know who the hell Pierre is, but it sounded like somebody knew that he was not right. We recently became aware of the lawsuit in New York by a former employee. The allegations are from many years ago that were never brought to the attention of the company. Neither the plaintiff nor the executive is current employees of the company. That doesn't matter. We are now investigating the allegations. Our top priority is safety and the well-being of our employees, a Bad Boy Entertainment spokesman said in a statement to People at the time. Pierre has yet to respond to People's requests for comment on either the allegations. Well, that was People reporting on the allegations of Pierre, Harv Pierre, and Diddy's lawsuits and claims that they have did something inappropriate with people. And what got me thinking, oh, you know what else I seen? You know what else I seen that got me looking at this? I think it was Aaron Hall doing an interview talking about how he did women. I was like, this man is graphic. Maybe this is it. Let me see if this is it. And if it is, I'll download it and play it for y'all if I can.
Third generation Aaron Hall III. My father's is Aaron Hall Jr. He's a pastor, so I just skipped over it like checkers. And my whole thing is shit. You know what I mean?
Talk to me. You can say what you want on there.
A whole lot of girls out there with the umbilical cords, them young 1970s, 1980s bitches. Yeah. You know what I mean? They try to go up there with the fresh out the pussy shit. And so when you put Aaron's on it, when you fuck a bitch for 3 days and take...
Yeah, I think this is it. I'm gonna download. See, it's on Vlad TV. It's on YouTube. So I don't see nothing wrong with sharing it with you guys on YouTube. But if this is the guy that was with Diddy, if this is the guy that was with Diddy, they probably got some trouble coming, because this guy don't mind saying how he did. He don't mind saying what he did. He don't mind telling you the skinny. He don't mind. And this ain't no good thing for him to be sitting up here bragging about. But he's bragging on Vlad, that Jew. See, once again, there we have them Jews. Got them Jews got that platform over there with black people shucking and jiving for him, but somehow or another, we supposed to kiss their ass. Y'all crazy as shit. Y'all are crazy as hell. Oh, it's downloaded. Hold on.
The trick shit about Aaron Hall.
Okay, so now I don't know where at in this audio, but we're gonna listen to it together. I think it's about 3 minutes long, and this is Aaron Hall. It says he's talking about Diddy, watching him do stuff. So we're gonna hear this firsthand from Aaron Hall. These people, these celebrity guys, I'm telling y'all, the whole people that everybody worship back in the day because they made good music. And I won't take talent from nobody. P. Diddy is talented. You know, he makes good music. You know, he spent his money in the right way, come up with a good beat, catchy tune, sell it, you know, people dance to it. But that's as far as it should go with these people. You cannot, y'all shouldn't be putting these celebrities on a pedestal, I'm telling you. Okay, so here's Aaron Hall.
Can't no bitch out there say that she handled my shit. My father's a pastor, so my whole thing is that my grandfather being a pimp, it's just like I'm third generation Aaron Hall III. My father's is Aaron Hall Jr. He's a pastor, so I just skipped over it like checkers. And my whole thing is that if you never heard a girl say that no fucked up trick shit about Aaron Hall, then you understand that Let's Chill shit is some real shit.
So that was basically like from some life experience?
Now, my whole thing is that I just think that girls think that a whole lot of guys, run after they shit. You know what I mean?
Talk to me. You can say what you want on there.
But a whole lot of girls out there about Aaron Hall. Them did some real shit. Young 1970s, 1980s bitches. Yeah. You know what I mean? They try to go up there with the fresh out the pussy shit and think they can get like a nigga like Aaron Hall. I'm historical dick. Yeah. They fuck with me.
That's right.
If they fuck with me, it's a big dick. Everybody know my son's mother. Everybody know that shit. So
yeah, that's glory, and tell them about it.
So when you put Aaron's on it, when you fuck a bitch for 3 days and take the bitch hand and take him out of the man's hand, then you a retired pimp.
Yeah.
But at the time, as soon as I came to South Beach, I just grabbed her, and she'll tell you the same story. I just grabbed her and fucked her for 3 days, then Aaron's got on her pussy with an apostrophe S.
Yeah.
It's like it's Aaron.
I mean,
with
it was
3
like
colors on it.
Yeah, crazy glue. I mean,
my whole thing is this: is that if niggas can't handle me, I'm not gonna never let them get my last name. If you can't handle my dick, you ain't getting my last name. So I've been single for 50 years.
All right now.
A whole lot of niggas out there, from Jamie Foxx to like Denzel Washington to whoever. Everybody know me. Yeah. So everybody know if I say it, I'm gonna fuck it to death. I like to fuck in public, you feel me? Yeah. So niggas can't say nothing about it. Them square ass niggas, them precious cake little dick niggas. Yeah. I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like if you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big nigga. Yeah. If a bitch touch my dick and she say my dick is small, then she's a lying bitch. Yeah. Tell her to name the tattoo that's on my ribs that says warning. You get this dick, I'm fucking you up. The thing is that a whole lot of niggas write about taking girls out to shop, taking girls to fly to Dubai and all that shit. Yeah. Bitch, close your eyes, we anywhere. You feel me? And my whole thing is this. Is that
talk about it.
If you can handle my dick and you can make me still be Aaron Hall without fucking rabbing off your mouth, then I'll take you anywhere. Other than that shit, you back home, bitch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the kind of company that was around P. Diddy and Pierre back in the day. So with that attitude, you heard the man out of his own mouth. With that type of attitude and these accusations coming out, it's one of these things to where I don't know, they might be some legitimacy there in some of these accusations. Might be, I don't know. But that's the way that I guess Aaron Hall sits up and shares his sexual experiences with a Jew, and the Jew just steadily dance, nigga, dance, you know, shuck and jive, nigga, shuck and jive, and here he is just out there, just acting like that, you know. And Aaron, listen, once again, the creativity of that guy and them groups and that music, it was good music, but their personalities and the individual person you just heard on that audio, the demeanor and how they respect people, you just heard on that audio, right? You know, I don't know if P. Diddy or Pierre ever give interviews like that, but this guy's clearly, he clearly don't care being grotesque and disgusting in public and demeaning women and all this. He don't care, you know, and now that all these claims are coming out, P. Diddy settled with Cassie and there's 4 other people coming out. I don't know, you know, like I said, they're gonna have to present their evidence to a court and make their claims and all that kind of stuff. But it's just that all of a sudden you see all these people coming out about how these people act back in the day. And I'll close it off with this right here, is that our community, we make these people, we buy their records, we promote their philosophies, we look up to these people, we give them credit, we just do everything so these people can become rich, right? And all I'm saying is, once you get to a certain status and you are a representation of a certain segment of society, I personally think that you should hold yourself to a certain standard. You should not use your wealth and riches to exploit people, to treat people dirty, you just shouldn't, right? That's just my opinion. You got it, you made it, why the fuck would you screw it up by doing the same shit that the slave master did to your fucking ancestors? I don't get that. I don't get it. You know, so on that note, I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna open the lines. And guys, if y'all want to call in and join the conversation on P. Diddy or P. Doody, you can. The number is 717-908-1834. And the access code is 917324. Miss Elisa, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight, sis?
I'm doing okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. One of my earphones isn't working, so I just want to make sure that you can hear me. Pretty interesting. You know, I was going to send you I was going to do an article, because we haven't, over here, we haven't discussed this whole P. Diddy business that's been going on, and some of these other celebrities who got caught up in that New York thing. But it's not just New York. I know California, quite a few states, Maryland, they have the same thing. You know, that you can do civil lawsuits, you know, for sexual harassment, sexual abuse. So it's not just New York New York did that. Quite a few states they're doing it here, and it's just a rush of people filing these cases. That's why so many has come out here recently, because the time limit to file in New York ran out. What was that, 2 weeks ago? Whenever it was, right around the time before, right after Puffy had settled the first suit that he had with Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
But you said you had never heard any of the gossip about. That's all it was gossip about P. Diddy over the years for the past 2 decades. The gossip on him was just awful.
So, no, I heard about him being like gay or something one time, but you know, I didn't pay that stuff no attention. But that's about all I heard.
You know, him being bisexual, I mean, if that's what he is, allegedly, if that is what he is, that wasn't the worst part. Wendy Williams used to do a lot of exposés on him back in the late 90s when she was with Hot 107. And he had gotten her removed from that show because Hot 107 used to it used to air here in DC, not just New York, but in DC and different other areas. So we used to listen to Wendy Williams because she used to have all the gossip on different people, and P. Diddy was one that she used to have a lot of gossip and a lot of mouth running on the things that he had going on. And it wasn't just with women and the underage. It was also with young boys. And I mean, and it's been very, very much publicized how he treated his artists from Bad Boys. A lot of them have been speaking out for years. But basically how he, treated them and how a lot of them basically ended up with nothing, and he had all of the rights to their publishing and things like that. So he was awful. He really treated his artists awful. So so that's not new. That news. And even with the whole Tupac thing, allegedly he gave the order to for what happened with your cousin. So it's just different things, but that's allegedly, and I'm still waiting to find out about the other shoe to fall on that. But he has just been the gossip on him for about 2 decades now has just been awful. Completely. No, I would say 3 decades. It's just been awful.
Yeah, I don't get why.
Him, but that's,
I don't get. Well, I don't understand why. When you become that popular and that rich or wealthy, why that's even a thing? The whole trafficking, the abuse, the exploitation of women. I don't understand why that's even a thing.
I don't get it either. And yeah, he settled with Cassie real quick, I suspect, because if you're gonna fight it, it's a civil lawsuit. If you were gonna fight it, then with all the money that you have, I think he didn't want to go to Discovery when they had to go to Discovery, and everybody has to put all of their stuff out on the table.
Oh, with Casey?
And who knows? Yeah, but Cassie, yeah.
Cassie, yeah, she probably had a lot of evidence on him.
Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm.
She did. She had a lot of receipts, and some of the people who was named as witnesses and stuff, and she had a lot of receipts, big time people. And the lawyer, let me pull up his name. The lawyer who represented Cassie and the one who's representing the one who was 17 in the gang rape, his name is, hold on, let me find it, because I had it. Okay. His name is Douglas Wigdor.
Uh-huh.
And he is, like they describe him as a hard knuckle and extremely aggressive. He was one of the lawyers who helped bring down Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, wow.
Cassie wasn't playing when she got him as a representative. And Diddy's people knew it because he handled a lot of the women that sued the draws off of Harvey Weinstein and some other bigwigs. So Cassie, her lawyer wasn't a joke. And he's the same lawyer that is the 17-year-old was how he got all that thing laid out with trafficking and drugging. Well, she was 17, and at the time, he was 35. So, and the lawyer put out the pictures of the girl in Diddy's studio sitting on his lap. Come on, Tyrone. Them people ain't flying. They got the pictures is out. The girl was in his studio sitting on his lap.
And what got me is that they go to high schools and get these young girls and groom them.
He met her at the people. I don't know if he was at the club, but some of his people were at the club.
Uh-huh.
And the trafficking comes in that it was in another state where the people who worked for him met her, and they put her on a plane and sent her to his studio, wherever he was at. So that's trafficking. She's under 18. They put her on a plane. They sent her there. And And another thing, where he would probably settle this one here too, is because she wasn't even an American citizen; she was Canadian.
Oh.
So, so you got all that going on too, and the lawyer that's handled Cassie's case. That dude ain't no joke. So, after Cassie's case, I expected this, that more people was gonna come out the woodwork. Some is true, some may not
Well,
be.
you know, that makes
Whatever.
sense since they seen since they seen that he settled with Cassie. Then they I guess that emboldened them to speak out. You know, maybe they were just sitting back, afraid of nothing happening, and then seeing that he caved with Cassie, and now they're ready to speak out too. Mm-hmm.
He caved quick because he wasn't trying to let that thing go to discovery. He's not trying for that thing to go to discovery, because, and especially like with the Kid Cudi, who they claim, I guess him and her had broke up or they got back or whatever, and she had became friends with Kid Cudi. I don't know if Cassie was dating, and that he threatened Kid Cudi that he was gonna blow his car up or something like that.
Mm.
And Kid Cudi's car blew up, and Kid Cudi, his people came out, because Kid Cudi was in the depth, the whole filing of everything of what went on with that, and his people came out publicly and said yes, his car did blow up in front of his house. Police reports received all of it. So Diddy wasn't trying for that to go to discovery, because that type of stuff, and for the person who's in the filing. Say, yeah, he didn't say Diddy did it. His people didn't say that Diddy did that. But his people came out and confirmed, yes, right around that time after the threat, his car did blow up in his front yard, in his driveway.
That's crazy. Let me see who this caller is. Who's this unknown caller?
It is crazy.
What's going on?
What's up, Jay New York? How you doing, man?
All right. See a lot going on, man, in the last couple of days.
It has been a long.
Yeah, you talking about in politics and Trump land?
In general, tapping into what you're saying now. At least the current.
Oh yeah.
This whole thing with P. Diddy. I throw a question out there. Was it calculated? Because a lot of people are saying that when he went after the alcohol company about him being discriminated against, that's when all things started happening. Not to say that he caused some of this stuff, but I guess I think maybe even answer my own question that it's calculated. So I would just not even turn the question into an answer and say I think it's calculated what he's doing or what they're doing to him as far as putting all this out. The thing that happened in 2003, if she had that, of course, we're not gonna question, why did she do it, or took her so long. But why now specifically this time? I think it's an open door, and we see that the law is
right.
That they opened that statute, right?
Yeah, that's the big point about why it's happening now, because the statute of limitation get ready to run out on that Survivors Act or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. It's not right, but I'm gonna be real. This culture of like the way it's been, how I guess, the underground of the mainstream, if you want to say, like the behind the scenes, is really not nothing that is secretive in a sense of when Puff Daddy and them were doing what they were doing, especially his era and him specific, right? When they throw in dollars and doing all that with the women and having all these women and stuff like that, that was something that they were showing you right there out in the open. And so after all those, videos and whatever they were doing for the camera, those acts would continue. There would be, they rap about it. And you're rapping about what the hell they doing. Women throwing money and having 2-3 women and all that. So that was happening. Menage a trois, all that is documented, that they've said it, it's been done. Now, my thing, if anything, is how do you treat those women? They doing, if these women are freaky, they like to do whatever, cool. That's their prerogative, right? But how far do you go? Do you disrespect them because they are like that? You know, how, you know, do you treat them with dignity or you treat them like dogs? You know, because they're wild and, you know, promiscuous and willing to do things that maybe not the ordinary woman would do. So, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of this shit was in the open. It's like, oh, well, you know, the thing that my issue, or what I would consider an issue, is like, all right, P. Diddy, I know you was sleeping with this one, that one, sleeping. All right, number one, you know the girl was underage, right? Or any of these girls. And two, were you treating them like shit because they were doing everything they wanted you to do? You know, I mean, that's the problem. Like, when you start talking nasty to them, like you could just talk to them because you got money and because they're willing to do it and because they're beautiful women, right? You say, oh, I could get all these beautiful women. I could talk to them with one disrespect because I got money. Then I would say this is karma coming back. You know what I'm saying? Because the laws of gravity, whatever you want to call it. For me, I don't think no religion. I believe that, you know, that energy you put out, you know, people remember and shit like that. Like, damn, you know what? And so this is an opening or a light that shed. It was like, oh, Cassie was able to get that money. Oh, Cassie went through that. I went through that too. Oh yeah, okay, boom. If he treated her like that, they treated me. So the women that are considered, I won't say that, but the women that are considered less than a Cassie in the sense of that was his girlfriend, and the other ones that were one night flings and, you know, groupies and all that, they're looking at this and say, oh damn, he treated her like that, and so I know I got treated worse. So they're gonna take that. It's almost like what they say when, you know, they see blood like a shark. When they see blood, they start going in.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna try to go after him. I think there's going to be a lot of false accusations, but then also there's going to be accusations that are accurate because some of the stuff he talked about. And then you could see some of the behavior that a lot of these guys do when they become, not all, but whether it's even in hip-hop or not, but when you're in entertainment or you're a person of high stature, you're getting money, right? But you can see it with these politicians, Donald Trump.
Right.
And I hate to bring him, but he is. When they get money and power, they think they could talk to anybody the way they want. Women,
but listen, on that note, Jay, about the money and power, do you think P. Diddy have got enough money to weather this storm? Say it's a tsunami of allegations that come in. You think he got enough money to get through that?
Yeah, he's gonna, because he's not gonna pay for everything. But I mean, he's gonna go through court cases, and that's gonna cost us. Look, and I would say this: he better start knocking on Clive Davis's door. Call up Clive, tell him, Clive, I need your help. Because Clive Davis, him, Andre Harrell, were all in the industry before him, and they brung him in. You want to say they groomed him? I'm not going to use those choices of words, but they showed him the passage, right? He had to get loans because when P. Diddy came into the music industry, he didn't have money. He had a few dollars. He had production. His talent was what got him whatever he got. But
no, he had backing by drug like Jay-Z.
Hold on, no, wait. Well, this is a different level. You're talking about the parties that he was doing.
Oh, okay,
the little parties that he was doing because I don't know if you know that P. Diddy caught a big lawsuit because he was a party promoter, and there was a whole bunch of kids that got killed and trampled.
Oh, yeah.
You reported on this story, remember?
Yeah.
You report on that story. So around that time, that was like the beginning. Then he was interning at Uptown Records with Andre Harrell. That's how he was able to get the production work for Jodeci and Mary J. Blige. So that opened up the door for other artists and all that. But when he got to Clive Davis was the man that gave him the distribution for him to be able to launch Bad Boy. Because you can't just come in and say, oh, well, I got some drug dealers' money, maybe $1 million. $1 million ain't shit. Like, unless the drug dealers was giving him like $5-10 million, then that's something. But maybe $1 million could help. But for him to get to where he was at in the very beginning, like to get Biggie and Craig Mack and all those artists and that level, he had to go to the white man that runs the music industry. The Jewish.
What's up, Jay?
Yeah.
What's up, Jay?
And I'll leave it right here.
I'm gonna get to you, brother. Calm down. Be patient.
Hold on. So Clive Davis, which is a Jewish man, gave the distribution. Now there's a book that Mark Curry wrote. I forgot what it was, sleeping with the something or whatever. Check that out. Mark Curry wrote a book. And he's speaking a lot also now in this current time with his situation. Like I said, if he misabused his authority, I don't care if you got all this money, unless the woman is telling you she want to be slapped, you better make sure that she's serious about it and she ain't got no mental issues. You better be careful how you move in this game, because with anything, even in general, if you're just a regular person, but when you're in the spotlight, you got to be careful, because now those sharks are trying to chomp on him.
All right, so let me introduce Brother Howard to the show. I'm gonna get you Elisa. I'm gonna make sure that Howard get to speak, because he's important and he's gonna cut everybody off, and so we can hear what he got to say. I miss Brother Howard, but we got to make sure that we clear the floor for him. But let Elisa go, and then you, Howard, right quick. Go ahead, Miss Elisa.
No, I was just gonna say, his treatment of the groupies, the women, the followers, the hanger-oners, that plays a role. But then also you have to remember, they were popping pills in people's drinks. That's what the popping pills. Now, somebody is of age, and they are willing for it, and you don't overly abuse, and they are willing with everything. That's different. It's none of our business. But some of the people had spoken how they was putting stuff in the drinks, and they would tell them
that's crossing the line. All right. He crossed the line.
Yeah, and telling the guys that who was there, like his entourage, don't drink from this, drink from that, and they was putting stuff in. It's allegedly they were putting stuff in people's drinks. Now, if you doing that, all bets are off.
Yeah,
there is no you cannot give consent when you have been drugged. So,
yeah, just go ask Brother Polite.
No one is participating. The moment you pop and drink, it's over.
I see you messed up.
Yep. What's up?
It's over. That's all I want to say.
What's up, Howard? Welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight?
I was just going to ask, man, and I'll get off here real quick because I understand there's certain people that are threatened by intellect. I'll get off real quick. I just want to ask, with a lot of these guys, and I've read a lot of, the paperwork filed in the courts and stuff. I just want to ask everybody, with some of these guys, and I'm not talking about putting pills in people's drinks and stuff like that, but some of the other things that were alleged in these paperwork, do you think them guys had a clue that they were breaking the law?
They didn't care.
So you think I think some of the things, they, like, if I have a girlfriend and I tell her to call an escort service and get some big black men to come through and, have sex with you, I wouldn't think that's against the law.
No, the against the law part, Howard, is the girl was 17 years old, right? And then they was flying her.
Was 17. That girl wasn't. Who are you talking about?
Another one.
This girl was 17. This girl was 17 years old, and they was flying her across state lines and all that kind of stuff.
I'm talking about Cassie. I don't know. I don't know who you talking about.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Cassie.
Yeah. I'm just saying, do you think? I don't know if they thought certain things were against the law. If R. Kelly had grown women over and he, did what he did with them and to them or whatever, besides, like, I'm talking about drugging or whatever, I don't think they thought some of that stuff was against the law. That's just me looking at the paperwork and looking at what's going on, because I wouldn't have thought it was against the law if I told a woman, hey, call. It's just like if I tell a woman, hey, call 2 or 3 women to come over and we all gonna get in the bed. I wouldn't have thought that was against the law.
It's not. That's not.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Well, look, I'm looking at this Cassie. I'm looking at this Cassie claim. The Cassie got that P Diddy sex trafficked her too, so she must be in a certain age.
No, she was
The law of
grown.
attraction.
This is what the headline says right here on People Magazine. Cassie, well, shut up. Diddy's ex, Cassie, accuses him of rape, sex trafficking, and domestic violence. That's what damn shit says.
And I'm saying that those of us who are, you get scared by intellect, the sex trafficking come in when you, and this is why I say maybe they didn't know they were pregnant. When you go across the state, hey, I'm a big time mogul. I live in Miami. Hey, we finna go to LA to party, but hey, while we out there, call up this escort service, bring some of these, and you're gonna have sex with these people. That would then be considered as sex trafficking.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna argue with you. I just understand that you're one of those people that blame the victim, and that's exactly what you're trying to do right now. Listen, I just heard you mumble on for 2 goddamn minutes. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not blaming. Can I talk? Is it okay if I can talk?
You just talk for like.
I'm not blaming the victim. You see now you're trying to paint something on me that's not there. I'm not blaming the victim. What I'm saying, and I want to talk to Elisa because you're a fool. And what I'm saying is that some of these guys probably didn't even know the scope, what they were doing in those type of cases where you're going from one city or another and trying to do some freak session or whatever the hell they called it with Puffy.
You're making excuses. You're making excuses.
I'm talking to Elisa, bro.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that in that case, because I wouldn't have known that. I don't think in that case they would have been like, damn, I'm sex trafficking this chick. I might be freaking this chick out. But what do you think, Elisa? Do you think they knew that? Or
I just changed my name to Elisa, and this is what Elisa is saying: is that you are trying to give these guys excuses for the crimes that they committed against these women. Go ahead, the real Miss Elisa.
Yeah. Thank you for turning yourself into a woman. I pretty much knew that's what you wanted to do anyway. But go ahead, Sister Elisa.
I agree. I would agree to some of that they probably didn't know the full scope. Because when you don't know, you don't know. So I would agree to that. Like some of the things they were doing, they probably had no idea. Now, we on this phone know you were bringing people from out of town, that's sex trafficking. We know that. But I will give you, especially back in the day, they probably didn't even, a lot of the stuff that went on with Cassie was in the 2000s. Most of the stuff that went on with Cassie. But I would agree that some of the stuff they did not know. They did not know that doing this and doing that. But I think one of the reasons why her lawyer had all of that.
Thank you, Sister Elisa, for having a good mind on you. Thank you, Sister Elisa. But go ahead. I'm agreeing with you.
The lawyer, I think the lawyer, because they didn't know, you didn't know, that's tough for you. But I think her lawyer put all of that in there to show a pattern of abuse. Not necessarily that, some of the things that they had written that if she was a participant in it, he was putting out a pattern of abuse because it wasn't just it was a pattern of abuse.
Well, he definitely was abusive.
And he was feeding her allegedly feeding her drugs. So they was just putting out, showing a big broad pattern of abuse.
Now,
and I
all
would
that
agree.
stuff,
A lot of
I'm sure.
They didn't know.
All that stuff, I'm sure he knew. I'm feeding this woman drugs. I'm trying to get her high so she can be loose or more loose, and I could get away with more. But it's the part I'm talking about is if I had a girlfriend in Miami and I flew her out to LA, right? And I say, hey, we're going to have a party tonight. all these people over, and we all gonna romp around in the bed. Nowadays, rules will say that's sex trafficking.
Yeah.
I don't think they had any idea about that back then. That part of the sex trafficking, dumbass nigga Tyrone. So I'm
I
saying
agree with that, but it's tough.
they didn't have any idea.
Too bad for you that you didn't know that.
I disagree with that whole.
Thank you, Sister Elisa. Thank you.
I disagree with that whole line of thinking, because if those young men can create LLCs and businesses and become wealthy, they're well aware morally of what's right and what's wrong, and your morals don't go out the windows when it comes to your
morals.
Okay, see, I did not cut you off, sir. I know it hurts when this country boy. I see. This is what This is why I get a disclaimer at the beginning of the show. You don't talk over people when they're talking. You okay? See, this is why. This is you don't. Did I cut you off? I did not. So shut the fuck up. See, this is what. This is why.
Morally, I don't like you to curse.
You asked me. See, I'm responding. So let the host speak, sir.
Dumb, and I'm gonna call you out on your dumb.
Okay, so I know it hurts.
Morally.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who the hell goes to court for morals?
Did you finish? Okay, so like I said, those young men created businesses and LLCs, and they was they had enough intellect to actually come up with their own companies and market themselves and make money all the time. So their morals don't go out the window whenever you become wealthy. And sexually, just because they have sexual desires, like you sounding like a predator on this phone, that don't mean that it was right to do what they did to those young women. You know, they was being predatorial. They was taking advantage of their wealth, and they thought that they couldn't get caught. They thought that they was untouchable. This is why people conduct themselves that way whenever they get money. That's why Harvey Weinstein had the island. That's why whatever his name is, Epstein had the island. Weinstein was doing what he was doing in Hollywood. That's why Donald Trump was grabbing people by the vagina. That it's just over and over again with these people with money and influence. They just do these illegal, immoral, sexual things, and they know that they're wrong. There is no reason that we should be sitting on this phone trying to justify the other side when these women are coming out saying, you know, I got mistreated. I'm not even gonna go down that path. You know, if you want to give them excuses, then give them excuses, Howard. I mean, you think that, you know, back in the day, they might not have thought it was wrong. Shit.
Can I say one more thing, and then I'm gonna let it go? One more thing, Sister Lisa, and I'm gonna let it go because I can't talk to ignorant people too long. But I'll talk to you, Sister Lisa. Another thing that got these guys in trouble was they put themselves in a boss-employee relationship with all these, when you talk Harvey Weinstein boss relationship things, and they were trying to get favors or trying to, you know how you can't have that relationship as a boss employee. All of these dudes, not Bill Cosby, I don't think, maybe a little bit with him, but I know from reading the Puffy thing, he was her boss. Harvey Weinstein, he was the boss of a lot. What's the other guy? R. Kelly was their boss. So that also is a break in the law to them using their advantage in the workplace per se, and I'll put that in quotations. So that is definitely against the law and how they try to execute their power in that way. Yeah.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right about that. That because they.
Oh, you can say that. You can say that again, Sister Lisa. Can you say that 2 times so Tyrone can hear it again? Say again.
You're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right about that. And that's why, because all of the companies that they own were named in the civil suits because they're the owner, the president, of whatever these companies. And they use their position in this company, in their company, to do that. So you're absolutely right. That plays a big role. You're absolutely right about that.
Absolutely. Well, talk to your co-host and teach that little nigga something. All right, I'm done. Hey, I'll listen on the side. All right, dumbass Tyrone. Thank you, Daddy, for teaching you something tonight. I'm gone.
What? See, this is what happens when this country boy school these old city slick niggas. Nah, and all joking aside is that Howard can say, have his point of view and whatever, and he got every right to do that. But I don't think that there should be any excuse for behavior like that, whether they knew it or not or whatever. I mean, you have a business, you have an organization, you're influential, and you're going to have people working on you. Your behavior should change with what status you're at. Um,
I agree. But Tyrone, can I add this?
Go ahead.
As far as certain things, they did probably some of them probably didn't understand the scope of it all when they were in the midst of it. I will concede to that. Maybe some of them didn't understand the scope of it all. Maybe some of them did. But you know what? If this was a criminal case, like I said, it was a criminal case, and they were going to be convicted. They got convicted of this, and then their lawyers can use what they didn't really understand the scope. They didn't know this. That can be used in the sentencing. You see what I'm saying? Because ignorance of the laws is moot. That doesn't matter. They might not have known, and if it was criminal, then it can be used in the sentencing. Well, and he really didn't know, and if the judge or whoever's doing the sentencing will go, yeah, he really didn't understand the scope. So instead of 30 years, then I give you 20. That's just what I'm saying.
Let me give you an example.
That could be used as mitigation in sentencing. But in a civil trial, I'm not a lawyer. It's very different.
And let me give you an example, Sister Lisa, why I say some things they may not. Let's say me and my wife, we live where we live in Washington State. Let's say we go to Vegas, right? We go to Vegas, on the strip in the hotel, and we call an escort service. And we do what we do with the escort service. Later on, my wife getting mad at me, and, we having problems, and then she filed a suit against me. They're going to charge me with sex trafficking. And I'm saying, that's wild as hell.
No, Howard, your scenario ain't right, man.
What do you mean my scenario ain't
You're
right?
You're not going to get charged with sex trafficking for calling escort service.
Trafficking, no.
Well, in the case with, and I'm judging by the case. Well, let's not say Vegas. We go to L.A. Let's change the city, because that's where they were at a lot of the time, L.A.
Okay, well, okay, well, go ahead.
They're calling that sex trafficking, and I don't know if I agree with. I don't think that is. I don't think. Well, it may be by the letter of the law, but who would think that? That's what I'm saying. Who thinking that? That's your woman. Y'all go to L.A. and you call up, the service and let's party. Now and then they come with these new laws, and now all of a sudden you'd have been charged with sex trafficking. That's kind of wild to me. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of wild. I don't know if anybody agrees with that, or maybe I'm reading into it wrong, but that's kind of wild to me.
That just sucks for you if you get caught up in that, because that's the law. That's the law. It sucks for whomever gets caught up in that. They didn't really understand it, but that's whatever the law is. Sex trafficking, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I know, like with the congressman, he was having girls coming in. Yeah, Matt Gaetz. He was flying in girls from one state to the next. Yeah, that's sex trafficking, and he knew that. He knew that it's sex trafficking. Now I don't. So from state to state, it's different in Nevada. So because prostitution in certain is legal in certain areas, so Nevada is in a good state to really to go over that with. But if you are living in D.C. and you're trying to have throw some parties for your boys, so you're gonna fly in some girls from Vegas. That's sex trafficking.
Oh, okay. So check this out.
Sex trafficking?
Listen, hold on. This might clear it up because sex trafficking laws are different in each state. And this Reuters article said the lawsuit cites violations of sex trafficking and human trafficking statutes under federal, New York, and California laws. So their laws might be different than what you and I are thinking about when it comes to sex trafficking, Howard. So hopefully that puts some type of,
it's real
clarity.
broad. It's very broad.
Yeah,
So
it does
that's
put
why.
something in perspective. I'm not sure I agree with that in every sense, but I understand the law. But in 1990, I don't know when he was dating this woman or whatever. I don't know when that. I don't know if he would have understood. I don't know if he would. Yeah, I don't know if he would have understood that that's a sex trafficking case. If you take your woman, your baby mama, your wife, to another state, and then you call an escort service to party, and then they can charge you with sex trafficking.
Here in California, here's the sex trafficking thing. And so whenever you're talking about forced sex and she was being, abused sexually, then that falls up under sex trafficking in California. It says, as codified in California Penal Code, anyone who is deprived or violates a person's liberty of another with the intent to obtain forced labor or services, procure or sell themselves individually or for commercial sex or exploit individuals in obscene manner is guilty of human sex trafficking. So if Sean Combs did any of those things to Cassie in California, then he can be charged with sex trafficking. You get it now? So that's what California says.
A little bit.
Yeah. So whenever you talk about intelligence, all you got to do is read, dumb nigga.
Well, anyway, he settled the case very fast, quick, and in a hurry, because he did not want to go to discovery, because he kind of probably had an idea what all was going to come out.
Yeah, I think he's guilty. I think he settled because he knew that.
Oh, no, I agree.
And it would probably ruin his businesses and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, he's done. He's going to still have money and stuff, because he's a lot of money. But as far as P. Diddy, the man, and what he was able to do, and like he was just given Lifetime Achievement Awards from BET and I think MTV or whatever. He had a fabulous year of, being honored. Them days is done. He's through.
But he's gonna be, because he got the liquor, the Ciroc, and all of that kind of stuff. So
no. He don't own none of that. He's the face of that, and they want him gone. They don't want him to be the face. He don't own that.
Well, I'm saying he gets a portion of it, don't he?
No, he don't own it. He's the face of it, and they're trying to kick him to the curb, and they're using the fact that he has all of this going on that they don't want him to face the liquor. So they're completely going to break ties with him as far as the liquor. And like Macy's, one of his chanjons, and they claim because of low sales. But they was like, that's it. That's one of his biggest retailers. They was like, no more Sean Johns in our store. So he has a lot of money. The liquor thing, that's gone. He has a lot of money. He's through as far as different things that he was able to do and being honored. He's through. But he's not.
Future
endorsements,
probably not.
Yeah, he's
done. The TV shit he was going to do, because that is part of his channel. But he had to step down. At some point, he's not going to. Well, I think record companies going to be different. They still going to distribute his shit because they ain't never stopped selling R. Kelly's albums.
No, that's different. That's different.
Yeah. So the music thing, but new money, that new money, new shows.
Gone.
Yeah, they going to slow that down big time.
That's done. And
even mainstream TV, because he's a mainstream artist. He's mainstream commercial. He's probably one of the most mainstream in hip hop. All those, because he goes in platforms that other average rappers don't, right? Or people in hip hop. So because he's one of the top in hip hop. So all those mainstream channels that got nothing to do with hip hop but are mainstream, they're gonna cut him. They're not gonna mess with him. They're not gonna mess with him.
Well, so y'all saying that he gonna be hurt financially? I think that man is too rich for this stuff to affect with him.
No, you asked if he's gonna get through it. He will get through it, but he's gonna get hit hard. Like they're gonna hit Donald Trump hard.
Oh, like Kanye, like Kanye got cut back a lot.
Right. What they do, and I wasn't even talking about that, but that's part of it. What we was talking, what I started saying in the beginning, that's what I'm saying. The Kanye effect, but the money shit. He got money put away. It's just that he ain't gonna get new money. Some people look. There's gonna be some people that's gonna buy his album just because of him being on TV right now. But there's a portion that used to support him, that a chunk that's not gonna mess with him. So he lost a lot of women. He lost a lot of women that support, because now they're like, wait a minute, but he was. Now again, they know his activity with women wilding and the parties and menage, but they're like, wait a minute, you messing with underage girl, you forcing them, you beat him, and there's women that's not gonna support him on that. Same thing for men. You know what I mean? He had but you gotta understand.
So he gonna get hit, but he ain't gonna get taken out.
Yeah.
No, he's
perfect. He's perfect way. Yeah, he can't be taken out.
He's not gonna be broke through.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be living in a regular apartment or in the projects and shit.
No, he's gonna have a bunch. He's still gonna have a lot of money, but as far as anything new, anybody wanting to work with him, the liquor thing, that's
endorsements,
done.
sponsorships.
All that's done. It's done. He's done with that. But he will still have some money. But he's just done.
What do you guys think about?
Go ahead.
Elisa, what do you guys think about? I was listening to a guy on YouTube, not saying that he's the expert, but he was saying that these people have insurance on things like getting sued civilly.
They do.
And everything.
They do.
And
they do.
So if that's the case, then he wouldn't be losing much money or any money at all. If they got insurance.
If he got insurance, then insurance is a one-time payout. The endorsements and stuff is like, they're years out or lifetime endorsements. You see what I'm saying? So he will make money on insurance.
I'm already a billionaire.
Okay,
I'm already a billionaire.
Okay, he will get paid by insurance, but it ain't gonna be to cover what he would have made if he wouldn't have been sued or whatever.
But then also those insurances also have loopholes. They will cover a lot of things. But it's things up under that insurance, if you are doing criminal activity, different things like that, certain things they will not cover. They won't cover it all. They don't cover. They have loopholes too. Insurance.
And they love to use them, so they don't have to pay your ass back. It's the same thing as hurricanes when they say, "Oh, we don't got no water." That's not water. That's not covered by water. Water's not covered by insurance.
The guy said, and this is a guy in the industry. He said that that's one of the things that saved Bill Cosby's money, because he had the insurance, and that paid for a lot of his civil cases instead of Bill having to pay for it himself. No, I don't know that to be true. I don't know, but I'm just saying that's what I heard.
The insurances will pay some, but they have loopholes too, and certain things they're just not going to pay. They do. Okay, here's a great example of insurance. Toni Braxton, when she had a residency in Las Vegas, right, it was great. She was making all this money. It was great. But then she has she has systemic lupus, and they found out because it wasn't in her insurance, because they have to cover these people in case, like, all this money and everything they plan and put on the promoters and everything. And let's say she go out and get killed in a car wreck, the people have to get their money back, some of their money back somehow for all of the promotion, because this time is set aside for her residency, say at MGM. She goes and gets killed in a car wreck. Okay, MGM is going to be reimbursed the insurance because all of the money that they put out in the time slot they have for her residency. But they found when she got sick had to go to the hospital, and then they heard the word systemic lupus, which they said that it wasn't told to them. They did not know. And systemic lupus means a lot of hospital stay. So she lost her insurance, and it could not cover the residency. So they dropped the residency, and the promoters and different things like that. Because the insurance wasn't going to pay for it, she had to cover some of that. So it's loopholes in the insurance. They didn't know about this. Insurance did not know about the systemic lupus, so they said they wasn't going to cover it. So the promoters wanted their money back, so she had to pay a lot of that. And she went back in bankruptcy because of that. So yes, there's insurance and entertainment for all kinds of things, but they have loopholes of what they will and what they will not pay. You get killing, if the star gets killed in a car wreck, the insurance will pay it. But if the star was lying about their health, they're not going to pay it. Or if the star commit a criminal act, I don't know. It depends on the loophole. They might pay some. They might pay none. So, but to answer the question, I don't think Diddy's not going to be broke. But like Jay said, anything new, ain't nobody messing with him.
Yeah, all the high figures. Think about it. Nobody want to be lined up with that.
Just think about it. When all of this stuff, he was at a birthday party. I think it was a birthday party for Janet Jackson. He was there. Naomi Campbell, a lot of big people. And this was so funny to me. And then all of this stuff dropped like a day or two. Because I saw all the pictures with them at the party. They looked like they were having a blast and a good time. And then like 2 days later, this thing dropped. And then news stories
That's
came
when
out.
Cassie's lawyer said, go in.
And then people went in, and then the news came out on, like Atlantic
The
Lifestyle.
bodyguard. The bodyguard been talking for a minute too.
And they told her, and they all came out and said, and it was true because I saw the photos. I followed Janet Jackson and Naomi Campbell on IG. They photoshopped and cut him out all the pictures.
Oh, damn.
As if he was not there. Because guess what? I do not want to be seen, my brand, with him. And the people will laugh and say they cut him out of them pictures. So that's what he's going to experience. It didn't take them no time. They had their people who run their social media cut him out them pictures.
Yep.
Soon as the news
Make
drops.
sure he's not in that picture because it's going to mess us up and we're not going to get checks. We're associated or we still knowing that these charges came out after. Because you see, they could deny what happened prior. But now that everything is out, he settled. When you settle, even though you might not be guilty, but when you settle, it looks like guilt.
They cut him out of all those pictures. And this is what he's going to, and I thought it was funny. I was like, dang, they ain't waste no time. But that's what's going to happen. You kind of like a pariah. So people they have their brand. They don't want their brand messed up with you.
He is guilty because he settled. There's no other reason to settle. If you innocent, you will fight to the last breath if you innocent. But if you settle, you did something wrong.
Well, and not in every case, it's not like that. Every case is not cut and dry like
Would
that.
you explain that to me, Jay? Why would somebody settle that's innocent?
No, look, but listen, not all the time is not always like that in the sense of that they're guilty. Sometimes it's like, this is going to cost me more money than even though I'm innocent. So
right, I'm not arguing with that. I'm not arguing with that. And if circumstance, hold on. And if circumstances in this situation would say it's going to cost him more money if he keep fighting, then I would be right there with you. But the thing is, for him to be accused of these type of allegations and not fight to the damn death to fucking clear his name, I mean, if you didn't abuse nobody, then you didn't abuse nobody, and you're innocent.
Yeah, well, that's why I said that for most of the time, when there's a case like that, it's like, oh shit. You know what? Let's settle it. So it's most of the time, when they settle, it's obviously because there's something that's damaging that's going to be worse. Besides that, it's going to cost you more money.
Right. I agree with you. There are some cases where it's going to be more expensive to fight it, But if you getting accused of some crap like this right here, being in a bathroom, running trains on people, sex trafficking, all of that stuff, and you as rich as that man, he can afford to fight those accusations and clear his name.
Yes, he could. He can afford to keep it tied up for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But he settled it so fast. Remember, it was like a
Right.
He settled that thing so fast because he did
24
not
hours.
want to go. Yeah, he did not want to go to discovery because he didn't know what all
but it already hit.
out.
Yes.
It had already hit. And then when Kid Cudi, people say, yeah, his car did blow up. People like, oh, snap.
Now, what's that Kid Cudi thing? What's that Kid Cudi thing, Elisa? I ain't saying that P Daddy blew up his car, but you saying that they said they were gonna do it and it happened.
Yeah, I don't know if they had split up during this time or got back together or whatever, but she was friends with Kid Cudi, and they were, I don't know if they were allegedly dating, but it's in the papers that her lawyer filed. And in the papers that her lawyer filed, that Diddy found out that she was friendly or whatever was going on between her and Kid Cudi, and that he received he called Kid Cudi and told him, if you don't this or this and that, I'm gonna blow your ass up, I'm gonna blow your car up or whatever. It's in the court document that he called. Kid Cudi people said, yeah. Kid Cudi said, yeah, he called and threatened me that this is what he was gonna do. And right around that time, Kid Cudi's car blew up in his driveway.
Oh yeah, I see where she put it in the lawsuit or whatever, or in her paperwork that Diddy said that he was gonna blow up his car. With damn.
and his car blew up. And Kid Cudi people put out, said, yeah, the car blew up. We got the police receipt. And his people put out, yeah, Diddy called and threatened him. Now, Kid Cudi didn't say Diddy blew up his car.
No, nobody can't say he did it. Yeah.
No, but you'd have to be brain dead to not be able to put that together. So I mean, and who knows?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. He's a sex trafficker allegedly. He
didn't want no more. He's nothing else to come out.
He guilty of all this. Diddy did it. He did it. Diddy did all of this. I'm saying it now. He did it.
And then they said some other parts with some names that were redacted that was in some very, very extremely high-profile people was in that suit as well, and saw him knock on the face and knock her down. And these extremely high-profile people was in there, and they was going to have to come and say, that happened. We saw that. He didn't want this. He didn't want that. And you talk about Queen B and her husband. You don't want them people to have to show up in court and have to verify, he did knock her down on the ground. And listen, you don't want that.
The oath.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff or civil. So he didn't want none of that.
Oh yeah, so people seen him abusing her, and he knew that they could call those people as witnesses and say, yeah, this did, and confirm what happened as far as the abuse and stuff.
Yeah, and they
had them in the court papers. Their names was just left out, redacted for the public. But anytime Beyonce and her husband can be called, child, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah, I always felt some type of way after Biggie Smalls passed away. I don't know, that whole relationship seemed shaky to me with him and Biggie Smalls, and I don't know. I ain't saying nothing happened, but something just won't right with that relationship.
A lot of his mother Biggie's mom turned against Diddy when her and Tupac's mom, when they all, they became really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name? I forgot. You just said his name.
Biggie?
Smalls.
Yeah.
Yeah, Biggie Smalls. His mother ain't got nothing to put Sean Combs at now. She ain't got nothing to put him at now. And so, I don't know. But a lot of that stuff is rumor, innuendo.
That's why I say I don't know, but it just seemed funny because it is rumor. There's no evidence, but it just seemed like Sean Combs was taking advantage of Biggie, and It just seemed like a whole bunch of mess was going on there.
Seems like a whole bunch of mess. And then everybody, the last thing was the guy who they arrested for Tupac, as being there or whatever.
Yeah.
All of them people, all of them had said for a decade on different shows, allegedly, P. Diddy was the one that gave the word to go ahead and take.
No,
Pac
for real?
home.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Mm.
Jay from New York, I know you've heard all of that.
Oh yeah. They said a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, but we got some people call in that want to defend Puff Daddy, and saying that he didn't know no better. He was ignorant of the law and all that stuff.
He might have been. If he's not a lawyer, some things he was ignorant of, but that doesn't matter. But this was a civil case. Criminal case, if you was ignorant to the law, they could take that under consideration for your sentencing. Let's just see how that works.
They can't take him because with the 17 thing, he could try to like work around that situation with the lady right now, but that's why she's coming in as suing him. The 2003 incident, the other one with Aaron Hall, that was saying that he was there, or president, or both of them had encounters with this same woman or young lady. The 17
Jay, I heard that interview with Aaron Hall. He's a complete dirtbag.
You heard that? That's how they were acting back in the day, man. That's the attitude. I don't know. I'm gonna play it again for y'all. Let me go ahead and play it.
Oh, you played that today?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, he played it.
Hold on.
Play it again. It was just completely awful.
Can't no bitch out there say that she handled my shit. My father's a pastor, so my whole thing is that my grandfather being a pimp, it's just like I'm third generation Aaron Hall III. My father's is Aaron Hall Jr. He's a pastor, so I just skipped over it like checkers. And my whole thing is that if you never heard a girl say that no fucked up trick shit about Aaron Hall, then you understand that Let's Chill shit is some real shit.
So that was basically like from some life experience?
Now my whole thing is that I just think that girls think that a whole lot of guys, run after they shit. You know what I mean?
Talk to me. You can say what you want on there.
A whole lot of girls out there with the umbilical cords, them young 1970s, 1980s bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They try to go up there with the fresh out the pussy shit and think they can get like a nigga like Aaron Hall. I'm historical dick.
Yeah.
They fuck with me.
That's right.
If they fuck with me, it's a big dick. Everybody know my son's mother. Everybody know that shit. So
yeah, that's glory, and tell them about it.
So when you put Aaron's on it, when you fuck a bitch for 3 days and take the bitch hand and take him out of the man's hand, then you a retired pimp.
Yeah.
But at the time, as soon as I came to South Beach, I just grabbed her, and she'll tell you the same story. I just grabbed her and fucked her for 3 days, then Aaron's got on her pussy with an apostrophe S.
Yeah.
Like it's Aaron.
I mean,
with
it was
3
like,
colors on it.
Yeah, crazy glue. I mean,
my whole thing is that if niggas can't handle me, I'm not gonna never let them get my last name. If you can't handle my dick, you ain't getting my last name. So I've been single for 50 years.
All right now.
A whole lot of niggas out there, from Jamie Foxx to like Denzel Washington to whoever. Everybody know me.
Yeah.
So everybody know if I say it, I'm gonna fuck it to death. I like to fuck in public, you feel me?
Yeah.
So niggas can't say nothing about it. Them square ass niggas, them precious cake little dick niggas.
Yeah.
I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like if you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big nigga.
Yeah.
If a bitch touch my dick and she say my dick is small, then she's a lying bitch.
Yeah.
Tell her to name the tattoo that's on my ribs that says warning. You get this dick, I'm fucking you up. The thing is that a whole lot of niggas write about taking girls out to shop, taking girls to fly to Dubai and all that shit. Yeah. Bitch, close your eyes, we anywhere. You feel me? And my whole thing is this. Is that
talk about it.
If you can handle my dick and you can make me still be Aaron Hall without fucking rabbing out your mouth, then I'll take you anywhere. Other than that shit, you back home, bitch.
Yep. That's the mentality, I reckon, of at least one of them.
And the cold thing, Tyrone, is this dude was bragging on he was bragging about tossing up a 16-year-old Gloria Velez, man. He was bragging about that. That's wild. That's the wild shit.
What did he
Yo, I
mean when
had
he
her. It took
say?
her for 3 days.
What did he
Nigga,
mean
she
when
was
he said
16.
that Puffy and them been to his house and seen him having sex? I don't. What is all that about? You know.
Well, you supposed to be the smart country boy. What the fuck does that mean to you?
I'm just throwing it out there rhetorically, you know. But if you want to step up to the plate and answer it, you can, sir. But what was all that about? When he's saying these other dudes watching him do whatever he do and tattoo warning on his waist, and I don't. It seems a little violent to me. That's just.
It does seem violent.
Mm-hmm.
And that I'll F you to death and all kind of stuff. That just sounds so violent. But and he's not even self-aware of how that sounds. That's the sad part. He's not even self-aware of that.
And then the people in the background just cheering that crap on, like, yeah, you tell it, woohoo. You know, it sounds like something Howard would do in the background, you know. Go ahead, Aaron, talk about it. In the Howard.
That's why all these people are getting caught up right now. It's just the whole thing is sad. But I am happy that the law for sexual harassment, sexual abuse survivors,
Yeah.
that they're giving you this chance, but you still have to prove it though. It's not like you could just come, because the mayor of New York, I think somebody even filed a case. I don't think that's going anywhere on him. And I was like, oh my God, not the mayor of New York. But they said that woman has filed some 30, 40 bunch of cases against all kind of men. So I doubt that's going anywhere. I didn't put too much stock in that. And so a lot of men got caught up. Jamie Foxx, Cuba Gooding, a bunch of them. Some white dudes, bunch of them. So I don't have a problem with this law.
You said Jamie Foxx got caught up in this stuff too?
Yeah, he got him a case. You didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah, he got a case too before the time ran out. He got a case. Cuba Gooding Jr. picked up another case, and some rock and roller, I can think of his name. I'm just speaking of a high profile. The mayor of New York,
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, a bunch of people picked up cases off this, but they still have to prove it.
Yeah.
They still have to prove it. That's the thing. But I was glad to see, because there's somebody I would like to sue too. But I mean, I didn't have all of this kind of stuff going on, but I don't have it. I have no way of proving it. If I did, I'd have me a case, because Maryland has the same law. And I'll tell you my case. When I was 16, I got my first job. I was so proud, so excited, working at McDonald's. And the 40-year-old manager kept sexually harassing me. And I wanted him to leave me alone so I could just work my job. And constantly, wherever I was, rubbing up behind me, grabbing me. And me being young and dumb, I didn't really know how to handle it. I was scared. But I wanted to be left alone and work my job. My first job I was so proud of. I mean, he sexually harassed the hell out of me. I knew if my dad found out, my uncles, they would be in prison right now. I didn't know what to do. And I told my mom, because I just wanted to be left alone. I just wanted to be left alone. And she handled it, and he was gone.
That's how some men was. They forceful.
And he was gone. And I could work, and she just said, I took care of that. But don't tell your father, because he would be in prison. My uncle, I just wanted to be left alone. That's all I wanted to be, was left alone. And these are the kinds of things that men did. Now, if I could prove that, since Maryland put the case, yes, I would sue the hell out of McDonald's, and I would sue. I remember his face, his name, his everything to this day. But I have to be able to prove it. And there's one person who I know remembers, but I don't know where she's at. So it's just gonna be. It's just what it is. But the reason I told the story was I've told the story before. I'm not the only grown woman who has this experience. I'm not. And this is why those laws were giving you a certain length of time for whatever reason. My reason was I was young and I was scared and I didn't know what to do. So that's why I support this law. Because trust, if I could prove it, I would be in court, right? I would have filed in the state of Maryland my case too, because I wanted to be left alone. That's all I wanted to do was to be left alone. And I didn't want my father to go to prison. I didn't want my uncles to go to prison. Didn't want my brother to go to prison. Because that's what would have happened. My father would have lost his freaking mind if he found out about that. But my mother said, no, let me handle this. And she handled it. And I didn't want to go to the headquarters. I didn't want to call the police. I wanted to be left alone so I could work my job as a 16-year-old. So proud of myself, my first job. My mom handled it. And she said, do not tell your father about this. Please. But this is the kind of shit that women have had to go through. And I'm not alone in this. A lot of women have had this and have these stories. Why, but 1 in 4 got these stories. So that's why I support the law. I'm not going to do it. That's why I support the law. Because a lot of women, a lot of young girls, a lot of teenagers, young women, they have gone through these kinds of things and they didn't handle it right for whatever reason, or they didn't know how to handle it right. And these kinds of things went on. And these men and these people got away with it. Well, he didn't get away with it. My mom handled it. She handled it.
Yeah. I mean, men still have that attitude today. That's where the whole manosphere idea come from. In part, think that men think that they can do and say whatever they want to the women, make women be submissive, and women just take it. That attitude still exists today.
It does. And now that we're in a different time now, the era of Me Too. Yes, there's people, there's women and some men, and a lot of men has been harassed as well and sexually abused as well. But now that we're in the era of Me Too and all of this stuff is going on, I don't care. Whoever can prove yours, prove it. Because a lot of people do not realize the atmosphere and the climate. You talk about way back, mine went on in the 90s. But you take it way back. The atmosphere, not just women, but men, young boys, they went through it too. And the atmosphere and people, because that was the mindset. That's how people conducted themselves. And these people got away with doing a lot of this stuff. Oh, and not only did that manager leave from that store, that whole store, we got an all new management by the time my mother got finished handling that shit. All new management. All new management came in. Because I was just going to quit. But she said, no, I'm going to handle it. We got an all new management in like a week. And I stayed home for a week. And then they put me back on the schedule. We had all new management. All new management. She said, I'll handle it. Just do not tell your father, because she didn't want him to go to prison. And that's what would have happened. And sometimes I regret, for not telling him, but then I'm also glad that I didn't, because I know him. He's extreme when it comes to old school, and he's extreme when it comes to people messing with little children and girls, and he's overly extreme when it comes to that. And I didn't want him to go to prison. Or my mother's brothers or somebody, she's like, I'll handle it. And she handled it.
Let me see who line was that I just opened.
I just dropped. I'm back.
All right. Well, look, y'all go ahead and talk. I got to step away for a couple of seconds. I'll be right back.
What time is it? Well, oh yeah. So Jay from New York, you're back. Have you been keeping up with Trump and his foolishness? And did you hear about the cabinet that he's talking about picking if he wins the re-election?
The last thing I heard was the headline that he was saying that he wants to be a dictator. That was the last big.
Yeah, he's going to be a dictator. He said on that first day, certain things. I don't understand why people are not paying that attention. And he was talking about Steve Bannon as his, what do you call it? That runs the White House, his chief of staff.
Right, I seen some Indian guy. They said that if they might have him, and he said that he's going to go after everybody, lock up the media, all type of stuff. He said,
all kind of people.
Politicians, I mean, he's saying that people. I think some people in this country want to be ruled. They want to be slapped. So I guess
they want
Right. They want to feel, to be told, and they need instructions and shit. So you're gonna have people out there and there's people that claim they want that, and so he's ruling their ass, and a lot of people ain't gonna like it. So as much as they want it, it's gonna be a worse climate having him, ruling. Because you're going to have people that's going to be an opposition. So what's the opposition going to be when they start fighting against their rights? They're going to be considered terrorists. You're going to have an inner war in this damn country if he wins.
We're going to have a big problem.
Anything is possible if he becomes president as far as everything going bad. So, when you see where people say, he loses, I don't think they're going to go crazy. When he loses, people are going to go about their business because, like I said, all this court shit, that's what,
If he doesn't win the presidency again, I don't think people's going to flake out and go out and do crazy stuff because they didn't when he didn't win last time.
Right. They didn't do nothing when they found him guilty. He had to go to jail. I mean, or they had to arrest him 4 times. They didn't do nothing to stop that. That was the moment of truth, and then we got the court system happening, right? So he got to go through that whole court thing. Let's see what they're gonna do if they find him guilty, or even every time he got to go to court. I mean, are they really gonna do anything? I doubt it. Maybe a handful.
They're not. Maybe some crazy fanatic might try to.
Definitely gonna have somebody that's nuts.
They're not gonna do anything. But if he get back in, the things that he's talking about,
we in trouble.
He's going to put in place. And just think about it. You have the Democrat and the Republican Party. One party will go along with whatever he wants to do.
Right.
And they keep saying, well, all this stuff, y'all get scared of Trump. He's not going to do all this stuff. He didn't do all that stuff when he was in before because he had people blocking him. He had enough people in his own party that didn't allow him. They would say, okay, you trying to do that? I'm getting off this train. If you do that, because when he was talking about sending the National Guard out on the protesters, some of his people in his own party said, I'm going to resign if you do that. So he had enough people to give him pushback to keep him from doing certain things. But if he has no pushback, if he gets back in, then what? There was enough people to give him pushback. That's why his coup attempt failed, because certain people, but if he put the right people in this next time that will say yes, 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 we don't know if the right people will give him pushback the next go round. So I don't know. It's a scary situation. And it seems like the only person we got to look forward, only person we got basically is Biden. I don't know. It's just
good old Joe.
Yeah, good old Joe.
We got to deal with the hand we dealt with.
As if he's the only person that can beat Donald Trump. No, plenty of people could beat Donald Trump. But I don't know. It's just pretty pathetic. The whole thing is pathetic.
Democrats have a problem.
Okay, I'm back, y'all.
Republicans do. Democrats' big problem that are equal as the Republican, but there's a difference in a situation or the scenarios. The Democrats are also holding on to the old guard, the Schumers, the old people.
Yeah,
and they don't want to even let a lot of the new ones.
Take that.
And then you have also, damn, that's foul. Then you got the Republicans that they also don't want to let the young generation of the Republicans. But the problem with the Republican Party is that the young Republicans are worse than the old Republicans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they like on 2.0. They like taking some of the Republican bullshit from the racism and all those old traits, and then they're going like full mode with it now, like a conspiracy theorist and all that. And then you got some of them old Republicans that also think like that too. So I think that, again, Democrats, Republicans have the problem of getting out the old and with the new.
Well, let me see who this unknown caller is. Who line I just opened? Huh?
Take that, bad boy.
Who the hell is this?
Big OC, take that.
Hey, what's up, Big OC? What you got, man?
No, I just tapped in, listening to y'all talk about Puffy. Y'all niggas know y'all love Puffy. Y'all gonna be listening tomorrow, so you wanna bumble with the beat, huh? Y'all motherfuckers listen to R. Kelly still. We gonna be bumping all that shit for the next 40 years.
Well, I always say before I critique these people that they are very creative, they're talented. They obviously, they do. They created music, but I mean, the way he acting in his personal life, I mean, that can be critiqued, and the way things are turning out, it ain't good for him. Look like to me.
Well, it's all what money could do. Money cures all. It'll change your mind, even though you ain't even getting a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't listen to R. Kelly anymore, and that was hard because I had the 6 CD set of R. Kelly's greatest hits.
Mm-hmm.
That was my joint, but I don't listen to it anymore. Well, I don't really fool with the CDs. So I remember I was making a stand in front of someone, and I took all of my art, and you remind me of my Jeep. Don't get me started. That was my jam. I threw it all in the trash. I don't listen to him anymore. I don't. But I don't know. It just puts. Can you separate the music? Can you separate the artistry from the person? That's the thing. Are you able to separate the two? And a lot of people can't. I saw online they have a R. Kelly support group. Only reason I saw it because somebody I know belongs to it, and it's not a closed group. And they made a comment. Then I saw it coming down my feed. I said, "A R. Kelly support group," and it's people. What they do up in there is, they debate different things about how he wasn't guilty and. I mean, come on, people. There's a lot of other entertainers and artists and stuff out here. Don't hold on to that. Don't hold on.
Well, I mean, that's one person that they should not be trying to defend because he recorded his shit on tape, and that's guilt. He recorded his own stuff on tape.
And everybody can say it was hurtful to hear how Bill Cosby, how they took him down. It was hurtful, but he did some of that stuff. So.
Well, he admitted it. He admitted it in a deposition that was not supposed to be public, but we got our hands on it, and he was admitting it right there on the stand. So
he did some of the things.
Yeah.
So you have to. That was hard because I remember thinking that when all of that was going on, we was doing the show, and I remember saying it's going to be hard to see if Bill Cosby go to jail, to see him, be put in jail. He did that. He needed to be punished. But I remember on the day when he had to report and they had the handcuffs and he was all blind walking up in there, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Because I don't know this man.
Right.
It wasn't as hard as I thought. I don't know this man. He did some of this stuff. And most people moved on. We forgot he was even in prison. So, but it was wrong how they put, what they used to put him in prison.
Exactly.
And he was supposed to get out. That was wrong. But he did some of them things, but the way how they went after him was just wrong. And I was reading some articles talk about he's broke. I don't believe that.
I don't think he ain't as rich as he was, but he ain't broke. I don't think Bill Cosby broke.
I don't believe that because when he was in prison, they was so he was still some hundreds of millions of dollars still in. You know how he get broke that fast? I don't believe that. I think that's just I don't know. Maybe his people put that out because they're trying to hide assets. I don't know, but it's hard to believe that he's broke. I don't
Oh,
believe
that's a
that.
good idea. Actually. Oh, I ain't gonna say it's a good idea, but that's smart. If he try to hide his stuff so them complainants can't get it or whatever.
So that might be what's going on because I don't see how when he got out of prison, he was still some hundreds of millions of dollars rich.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of years later, they talking about he broke. I don't bit more believe that. And who put that out? And how do y'all know he's broke? How did he get broke so fast? And they could be high because they're all women suing and stuff, so they could be trying to hide assets.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? It's not my money. He should have conducted himself better, and he wouldn't be in this predicament. R. Kelly
Yeah, so
conducted himself better.
I guess what people need to do now is whoever they idolizing today, they ain't no telling what they doing behind closed doors. These celebrities now, they ain't no telling what they doing. We're gonna find out later though.
These celebrities always. Why now? Why not always? You know your boy. Who was it? Which one of was it the Jeffersons? Which one was gay? Switching it at one of them. You know, it's always been around. We just find out a little later.
Well, who you talking about?
Black folks, we love celebrities. I'm trying to figure out back in the 70s, all these gay dudes and
yeah.
These celebrities, this shit been going on. We just finding out about some of them just later on. How degenerate. Imagine how the people were in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, they was off the chain, smoking their cigarettes and going at it.
Yeah, shit wasn't no different then.
Yeah.
Same organs,
It wasn't.
same feelings, same reactions.
Y'all ain't gonna take my Denzel Washington from me. Alicia pointed something out the other night, but that was just an affair. You know, people have affairs, so
that was just an affair. But I think he stand up. You ain't gonna take him away. Because I read a story and saw a video about Clark Gable. I'm not gonna go into it.
Mm-hmm.
And something he did at the height of him being Clark Gable. It was like, oh my God. Yes, people were doing all kind of stuff. They always have been. This isn't new. People act like it's new, but it's not new. And you know what? And people was like, well, I don't believe Clark that he did that, you know. And then when they showed the result of what was claimed that he did, and you looked at that woman, you was like, oh, snap, he did that. I mean, somebody accusing somebody allegedly of raping somebody, and the woman had to hide it. What she did, she had the daughter sent off, that's the baby she had from the alleged rape. And then, what she did, she pretended that she was going to adopt a child. So she adopted her child from the alleged rape. And a lot of people, but when you look at the girl, you're like, oh, man, Clark did that. He did that. She got his whole face. And you're like, he did that. I tell anybody, go look up Clark Gable's daughter, and you see what I'm talking about. You was like, oh my God, she got his whole face. And so this kind of stuff has always gone on. And some of your favorites, when you hear about some of the things that they allegedly did, that's why you shouldn't put too much stock into this. Is just regular people. They're just talented. They have artistry, but they do stuff just like anybody else. So they just stop putting these people up on a pedestal.
Oh yeah. Judah put a news article with them pictures that you was talking about in the chat room. Of that girl in that studio.
Oh yeah, she's sitting on Puffy's lap. I mean, come on. So she was in the studio. She was there with them. How she get this picture blurred out her face, which is good because she was underage.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting up on his lap. I mean, come on. She was there. I think he will probably settle that one too. I would. That's her sitting on his lap.
Yep, that's crazy. He did it. Diddy did it. Diddy did it all.
Allegedly, allegedly, I
Allegedly.
believe it too. Allegedly, I mean, just because we believe it, it was still
So
alleged. It's still alleged.
so what's with all these gay accusations about Diddy? Is any of that stuff true? Because it was something about Nas seen a dildo in his bathroom, or I don't know, some crazy stuff that was going around.
Look, that he's bisexual, that's been going around for a long time. That he likes men and women. But that's not a problem. If he likes men and women, so what? It's the abuse allegations.
Yeah.
So what if he's bisexual and he likes women? So what? It's the abuse allegations. That's the problem. And people shouldn't turn it into, well, he's gay. So what?
Yeah.
It's the abuse and his mistreatment of people, and not just women, of men too. That's the mistreatment of men and the sexual abuse of men and things like that. That's the fraud. That's the issue. That's the issue.
Yeah, I
But
guess you're
I
right.
was
The
never.
violence is a problem. I guess you're right. That is 100%
That's
correct.
the problem. The abuse. That's the problem. The drugging. The like all of his a lot of his artists, how he completely took advantage of them and had all of their publishing and put his son and his mother on them people's publishing for them to get the money, and then the artists get nothing.
Mm.
I mean, he did that. He did that to the T, and that's been very well documented. Because it's like he gave back some publishing, I think a few months ago. That was just before he was supposed to get the MTV or one of them Lifetime Achievement Awards. And he probably knew a lot of this stuff was getting ready to come down the pipe with Cassie because they had been going back and forth with him before it became public. And he gave back a lot of different people their publishing rights. But in order to get the publishing right, they wanted them to sign all type of NDAs. You can't talk about this. But it's after the publishing ain't worth nothing no more. After you have sucked it dry, and it's not worth anything anymore. So
So
you
you
think
think
he
you
just
think his
doing? He was a
LLC, you think his LLCs and his businesses, the Bad Boy Entertainment and all of that kind of stuff, you think all that stuff is gonna go, go bad after all this?
Take that.
It might. It might.
Mm.
I know. John in trouble after he lost his big retailer. Macy said no more. So I don't know. It might. Depends on how
Oh,
things
Macy's
go.
already said
I
that
know.
she ain't. Macy's already said that brand already said that they ain't gonna deal with him.
Yeah, Macy's had a big announcement 2 weeks ago that they are
Wow.
no longer going to carry Sean John. And they claim because they reorganized it and because of, sales and they reorganizing with the different brands and things that, yeah, right, Macy's. All of their stores, they no longer, they put out the announcement, no longer will be carrying Sean John. And people's like, okay, Macy's, that's what I was saying. Okay, we hear you talking about y'all reorganizing. Yeah, right. Y'all say this after all this stuff dropped about this man. So that was his largest retailer. They said bye-bye. They ain't even say next year. They said by the end of this year, all of this Sean John stuff will be out of their stores. Like, jeez. So
I
you didn't
never
hear
I never
you
had
might,
any Sean John. I, I don't know. I think that stuff be overpriced.
I know a lot of people who used to wear it. But yeah, they kicked off. His mate said by the end of the year, and that was
Yeah,
bad.
Sean John used to have a lot of fresh velour suits back in the day.
They said it's gone. And no more. By the end of the year, it will all be gone.
I wonder if the manosphere is going to blame the
I'll get
women.
me some from Ross. Wait till they hit Marshalls and shit.
Yeah, Ross and Marshalls. That's right where it's going to end up, in Ross and Marshalls.
I wonder if the manosphere is going to blame the women in this situation and say that they're trying to
They
take down
already
another
are.
black man. They already blame. They already doing it.
They already doing it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, these
They
people.
already doing it. And he has himself to blame. When the good times is going, I don't know. He had a lot of protection, And the protection must, because when he started fighting back and forth with them liquor companies, I was reading some articles and some people were saying, I think Diddy has lost the protection when he fighting back and forth with them liquor companies. Then the next thing you know, that thing came out about Cassie. Bam. Was like, they were right. He lost the protection. And the liquor companies, like they in court now saying that we can't use him as face of our liquor anymore with all this stuff going on.
So with the Ciroc stuff, you saying he had no ownership in that? They were just using him as an emblem. So whenever they cut him out, they just cut him out. He don't get no kind of benefits from them, no royalties or nothing from Ciroc.
Yeah, he didn't own Ciroc. I think he had owned a little piece in it, but he didn't own that. He didn't own it. No, he was the face, the brand. He was the face of the brand. Mm-hmm. He might have owned a little something. But
boy, you see that marketing to getting y'all niggas, boy. That marketing work on the black community. Y'all niggas probably think a nigga own Hennessy.
But I thought he owned it. Shit, ain't gonna lie. But Lisa schooled me,
just
so
like Jay-Z owned the Brooklyn Nets too, huh?
I don't know nothing about no damn sports.
And when the Brooklyn Nets, what was it? How much did they say he owned? Something like 2%.
That nigga owned 1 seat. He owned 1 seat in the building.
And that was it. That was it. They were using him to get them people out them neighborhoods so they could build a new stadium, and he did it for the money. But no, Diddy didn't own Ciroc. And I was reading something. He's not the full owner of Revolt TV either.
Oh, Revolt. Won't that? Who was that? Revolt was that a Jay-Z thing?
No. Revolt is the Revolt Network. They claim that P. Diddy owned Revolt. Mm-hmm. But when you read down into, does he own Revolt Network? Not really. He has a stake in it, but he doesn't own it. They own it.
I heard that. You know why I heard that? I heard 50 Cent saying something about he asked Diddy to sell him his share of Revolt. I heard a conversation like that.
So a lot of times these people be the face of this stuff, and you think they owning it. They don't own that stuff. That's why the liquor company.
Oh, here, listen. This says Revolt TV on Wikipedia. It said was founded by Sean Puffy Combs and Andy Shewan.
Yep.
In 2013.
Yeah, but they don't own. He don't own. That's why they use the word founded.
Yeah.
So I believe Andy Shewan got all the money. If you don't know who the fuck that is, he got all the money. That's what that is.
And it's a Jewish guy, and there's another black guy who has a huge stake in it too. It's not Diddy. And I was surprised. I thought he really had owned major stockholder in Revolt, but no. That's why they say founder.
No, it might be more profitable for Diddy to be a marketer because that's what he does. Mm-hmm. He's everywhere. Yeah. He ain't everywhere for free. He's marketing because remember, Fat Joe said something, right? Fat Joe said Diddy would show up to all the parties, giving everybody Ciroc. We're like, damn, this dude is great. He giving everybody bottles and all this shit. Then he turned up a few years later. This motherfucker had us promoting this goddamn drink for nothing.
Yeah.
For free. Just because they thought he was the man.
He didn't own that. I thought he owned it too, but he didn't. And after it was explained, and that's the problem. You be thinking these people own this stuff. They don't.
But that I heard Cardi B say something like that about some type of apparel that they wouldn't put her on or whatever. But what she would do is she would wear it. She would put it in her videos. She would talk about it so much that the people would come back and ask her to promote it for them.
He cut her a check. But he had big money. He had good money coming in. But just like he's billionaire status, you saw when Kanye, when all that mess went on with Kanye, how quickly he went from billionaire to still very rich, but he was no longer billionaire. He went from like $2 billion down to $400 or $500 million.
Yeah, it dropped quick. It dropped sharp and quick. His wealth or his net worth or whatever it was.
And now that all these people distance themselves from Combs, when will he drop out that billionaire status too? I was like, oh my God. And it make you wonder, do these people really have all this money? Well, no. That was the quickest drop off the billionaire list I had ever seen with
It worked.
Kanye. So, probably the same thing with Diddy. Probably the same thing. I wonder about Rihanna, but I think she does own majority stake in her clothing and makeup thing. She does with that. But I thought Diddy owned Ciroc too. I did. Until somebody broke it down how that works. No, he don't own that. I was like, oh, okay. But I was never a fan of his, so I hate to see anybody go through troubles. But if it's troubles you brought on yourself, well, I hate to see it. I really, really do. Oh, one other thing I'm going to bring up before I leave. I'm supposed to get the article for this. I was running around all day today, so I didn't hardly get too much of anything done. Y'all saw the reports that came out because we were talking about this on here about how we were saying, well, we kind of knew like what the Israelis knew about the Hamas attack because the I don't know if you call him prime minister or the secretary, whatever it is from Egypt, said that they have warned them, and Netanyahu said, "Oh, that's fake news. Fake news sounding like Trump." And yeah, did y'all see the reports that how long they knew that that thing was going to take place, that what Hamas was going to do? I know y'all saw those reports.
Well, now we'll start to move into our 9/11 stuff like that, right? They knew about some shit and didn't do shit. For, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. They said
Got
they
warnings from here, there. Exactly.
They knew for 2 years what Hamas was going to do, and they knew what they was going to do down to the T. They were going to use this, how they were going to do this, they were going to come through this. They had it all broken down, and they did nothing. And we had talked about this before. We had talked about this in the past, and they did nothing. And now the truth is coming all the way back around. Yeah, they knew that this attack was going to take place, and why didn't they do anything to stop it? That is the question that none of the media wants to talk about.
Well, they wanted to do what they're doing right now. It seemed like they doing what they're doing right now flawlessly. So I believe that's what they really wanted to do.
Yeah, this is just my opinion, your opinion, that they let that thing happen so they could do what they're doing. And they could do it full force and get what they want, all that land. So, but the media is questioning why y'all sat around there and didn't do nothing. You knew for 2 years and you did nothing. And you were even told, and another report came out that some of the billionaire Israelis, there's a certain amount of money that they doing a lot of trading and trading 2-3 days before the attack, and how they made billions off it. They knew too. But see, Western media isn't talking about that. The Washington Post and the New York Times did stories on that. There's tradings that went on with those Israeli business billionaires. But see, nobody don't want to talk about that. They won't talk about that at all. They put the reports out, but they won't ask the question why. So they could do this is just my opinion, so they could do what they're doing. That's why. So, and then you keep hearing about how people keep using comparing that to George Bush, W and them knew about 9/11 and why, they didn't say I don't know if that's down in the conspiracy, but it's been proven that the Israelis knew for 2 years.
Well,
since y'all don't
what we
have
know is war gets money moving. and we know a lot of money is moving right now.
Well, Tyrone, are you still here? Hello, 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 Tyrone. So he done left and didn't even say anything. Tyrone. Because it's almost midnight and I'm going to call it a night. Tyrone. Well, Big OC, I'm sorry. They just completely abandoned us. Tyrone. You have dead air, Tyrone. Okay, well, since you all just left. Big OC, I'm going to call it a night. If you're still here, Tyrone, you have dead air. You haven't come back to end your show. I'm going to call it an evening. Whoever still might listening, I'm so sorry for the dead air. Your host has stepped away.
All right, hold on. I walked away from the computer. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, you went out. You went out.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh,
Silent for a minute.
yeah. Look like a lot of people hung up too. Do y'all miss me that much? Do you miss me? Ain't that what Tommy Davidson used to say? Do you miss me?
I thought the show was over.
Oh. Well, what I can do is I can open the lines if you guys want to have it open.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
All right. Yeah, and I guess basically I wanted to talk about P. Diddy tonight, guys, because I mean, once again, in the celebrity realm, we're getting surprising news about how the conduct of these celebrities are. Their unfortunate misdeeds and just crazy behavior. And then whenever it's revealed what's been going on, it's almost like a shock to the culture. You know, even though a lot of us are aware of their behavior, it's almost like a shock to the culture to find out these millionaires, people who came up off of our culture, our society, conduct themselves, behind closed doors, what they do and how it's just disgusting, to be honest with you. And I like to point this stuff out because I know that these people are looked up to as mentors and people who to follow behind and all of that kind of stuff. And that should not be a thing. If you're going to come up, then you need to come up on your own. You don't need to look up to none of these people unless you know more about them, unless you can say that this is a person I can follow behind, you know about them. But you don't know these people. And it's one of these things to where P. Diddy was out there in front, promoting a whole lot of people, claiming that he was doing a lot of stuff and all that kind of thing. And he's just a culture leech, if you will. I ain't saying that he's not talented, but he understood the game to where he can make music, make money off of this culture and still behave like a puant moron and disgusting freak. And it's just a story after story like this right here. Now, I didn't touch on any politics tonight, but I just want y'all to know that I think Donald Trump is going to jail one fine day. And I hopefully at the beginning of next year, we see some type of decisions being made by these courts because they're giving that man a lot of rope and a lot of evidence is actually coming out now that these witnesses are finally turning over and speaking out against him. So I hope that he gets locked the hell up. I hope they send his ass to jail. There's a lot of stuff coming out of Georgia. And now Jack Smith is saying that he's going to go ahead and, actually indict him on his plan and spell it out to overthrow the government and just, basically commit a coup. Those are not his words. Those are my words. But it's one of these things to where it needs to be done because he's going unaccountable, held unaccountable for too long. And it's emboldening a lot of people to say, well, why he ain't in jail yet? Or why they ain't brought no charges yet? Or blah, 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 and all this kind of bullshit. And if it would have been anybody else, they would have immediately been locked up for the stuff that Donald Trump done. Because I'm not even a lawyer. I have nothing to do with law enforcement. You can see the crimes that this man committed. It is clear as the nose on your face that this man broke the law. And he convinced others to break the law. That brings in the conspiracy stuff. And the others that broke the law, now they're confessing to their crimes. So yes, he's involved in a plot to overthrow our government, try to undo democracy, and just turn this country into something brand new. And the scary thing is, there's a lot of people that's okay with that. There's damn near half the voting population that is okay with America not being America no more. These same people that wave these flags, red, white, and blue, call themselves patriots, hate this motherfucking country. It's just a fact. You don't love America if you don't want to see America be the best it can be by using the laws of this land and actually holding people accountable. I don't know what the hell country you want to live in, but you don't want to live in this country if you're saying that this one man is above the law and he should not be held accountable. That is what his lawyers are arguing in court. In Colorado, I was telling y'all about his violation of the 14th Amendment. His lawyers are arguing that Donald Trump never took the oath to uphold the Constitution. His lawyers are arguing. His lawyers are arguing that because he didn't take the oath to uphold the Constitution, he shouldn't be bound by the Constitution. And it's ridiculous that in Colorado they said he violated the 14th Amendment because he participated in a insurrection, but they're not going to hold him accountable to the Constitution because the presidency is not counted as a office. And I'm like, they're bending over backwards to give this white man an excuse to get away with trying to overthrow this government. But that decision, saying that he participated in an insurrection, is going to come and bite him in the ass later. I swear it will, because they took part of the 14th Amendment and they said that he's guilty of it, and the other part of the 14th Amendment they said that he's not guilty of. It's one of these things to where these stupid ass moronic arguments that Sarge brings forth, founded into the fucking judicial system, and these people are fucking promoting illegal way of interpreting the goddamn law, which I don't know what the hell wrong with this country. I know y'all think I'm rambling, but I'm just pissed that these people don't know how to read. It's 8th grade reading level stuff, and it don't take a genius to figure out what those words say. But because it was written at the onset of this country and has been interpreted by different courts over the years, people think that it's this fucking document that has to be sit down and deciphered and all. The words are the words. And when it comes to a section like the 14th Amendment, Section 3, that's not a whole lot. It ain't even a whole paragraph. You can just read the shit and it means what it says. And these people are interpreting that bullshit, It reminds me of that stupid ass Bible where people have to interpret it and say, that ain't what it really means. Well, that's what the fuck
Watch
it
your mouth
says.
now, man. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
AKA.
Watch your mouth.
That's what the hell it says.
Brother G.
Hey, man, listen, I just wanted to say this real quick before you get back on your rant. You had a good show tonight, brother. That's why I'm chiming in right now, especially when you start off with the Palestine thing. Loved it, man. Great energy, man.
Thank you, man.
A lot of good energy. I appreciate you the show tonight, man. You did real good, all right? Now,
all right.
I'm going to do this one thing. I only got a problem with why we can't see what's going on in the courts. Why won't they televise that shit for us so we can see it for ourselves? Isn't that a mystery? Shouldn't that shit be televised?
It should be.
Let me go one more. Is it not public acts we're looking at? This is some shit against the country, right?
Yeah, I mean,
how come it ain't televised?
Well, which proceeding are you talking about?
Any of Trump's shit.
Well, the Georgia stuff is being recorded
because he was a public figure. How come we're not seeing any of it televised?
Well, the Georgia stuff is being recorded, man. Did you see the Georgia stuff?
Because it's federal.
No, I didn't.
Because it's federal. Federal cases, they have the right to not have cameras in the court.
Okay,
and because Georgia is a state thing, they have the they can make that decision. Oh, we want it or not. So they have that as an option. But in the federal, no, they don't. They and I don't think any federal cases. Do you know any federal cases that you've seen in court where the FBI is doing a federal case and a thing? I don't remember. So maybe
you know what, Jay? I think you're right. I'm learning.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that he held public speech.
I don't know if this has ever happened, but I know for sure that the situation currently is that with federal cases, they have they don't let that. They can sit the judge no, but in the state they have the option. You have the option as like it's a collective. The lawyers they say, oh yeah, we want to televise, and the judge can make that decision. Is televised or not televised?
And Tyrone, to answer your question on the Georgia cases, no man, we ain't getting nothing up here in the Northeast. Nothing. I be looking for it. How can I televise it? No, I can't find it. And I hate to go to YouTube in order to try to find it, for live exposure. No, man, we ain't getting nothing up here on it. Quiet as motherfucking church mouse. Just putting it out there. Go back, do your thing, man. Number love for you, man. Great show tonight, brother. I'm listening. Where's Sarge at? Where you at, Sarge? Bring your black ass out. Or excuse me, your Nazi ass
Sarge
out.
is
Oops, don't say that, G. That's not
Sarge
nice.
hurting these past couple of days.
Yeah, he has been. Yes, he has been.
Now, and
Yes,
kudos to you on putting dude in his place when he's trying to go after women or saying that he's getting shits
man.
and giggles with Ramaswamy trying to insult a black woman and he's liking it because he put in check. Like, that's some bitch shit. So
yeah, he
I'm
gotta
glad
stop
that you
doing
went
that.
on there because a lot of stuff you do agree on when you on the show with him, and I'm glad that you called him out where you had to call him out. That's it.
Got to, man. Got to. Because undercover, we ain't going to curse us, man, cursing our sisters. Ain't going for that bullshit, man. Stop that. Stop that. He know better.
Like applauding a white man because he put a black woman in check and you supposed to be like happy. Ain't nothing funny about that.
Ain't nothing funny about that,
you don't
Jay.
agree with her. Like, you just adding on to the bullshit.
Jay, New York, you right on post. That's how I was raised, man. Don't say nothing. It's best not to say nothing. And then you going to bring that shit to the air? Can't go for it. Can't go for it, bro. Find another subject matter. Where Tyrone? Where you at, man? Come back, man. Get back on your rap, bro. I'm listening. I'm excited. I like the way you doing it.
Yeah, but Donald Trump said that Tyrone says that he's going to prison. I don't think he's going to prison. I think it's a small chance that he sees a prison cell. Very small chance. I think they're going to give him probation, parole. They're going to give him something, but it ain't going to be prison. They might do what they did to Pablo Escobar. They're going to have him stay in Mar-a-Lago, and that's where he's going to be in. I don't think they're going to put him in prison.
Jay,
that would shock me. That would shock me. I'll be shocked.
Call it crazy. Excuse me. Call it crazy thinking. But that's what I'm thinking, Jay. Because when you sit in that seat of presidency, you see a lot of files, and they don't want him running his mouth. They're gonna put him, like you said, in isolation. Go sit your ass down over here, or you're gonna sit your monkey ass down somewhere over here and relax. I can't see him going to jail, because if he go to jail, that's like whistleblowing and shit. And I don't know, man. Do they put presidents in jail?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're even going to touch it. Not even that's deep, what you said. Him having information, but I think off basis because they protect theirs, man. They're going to spank them, but they're going to still try to keep the dignity of America. It's weird how they're doing it, but they're going to say, okay, we're not going to put him in prison, but we're going to punish him. We're going to take some of his money.
Yeah, that's right there. Say it again.
We're going to take some of his money.
Of what?
Take some of his money.
That's how they spank him. He ain't making money like he used to make it.
No, and
he can't make a lot of noise like he used to make.
He's going to lose that $250 million in New York, guarantee. Listen, he will lose that $250, and that's how they're going to get him. So all these court cases, all four, I don't see him going to prison. I see him getting fined, very big fines, paying off the lawyers, also the fines that they're going to issue him for those crimes, in the place of not going to jail. So, typically you will go to jail for that. They're going to be like, no, we're going to hit you with this. You're going to have to pay this. You're going to have to pay this, pay. And they're going to leave him with a couple of mil. But I think they're going to hit him in his pocket more than anything. That's it.
I'm going to say this one thing. When that chick got him for the $5 million, and she got him for the Civil Rights Act, her civics that were violated, her 19th Amendment civics, for that $5 million, he still can't wrap his head around that. But he came at that shit like he was business. They said, we're going to treat it like business. This woman's coming at you contractually, bro. Civil rights. That's what our sister was talking about earlier. I don't want to go into it no more. Let us stay at that. But I think you're right, Jay. They're going to get him in the pocket, and he's going to sit his ass down somewhere. Him being that billionaire, he probably going to be a 500 or 100 millionaire pretty soon, too. I don't know. But that shit's coming to an end. And, Jay, another one. Will he be the president again?
No, he ain't going to win.
Hell no, he ain't going to be the president. He ain't going to be the president.
You know why?
Hell no, he ain't
going to
be the president.
Support, even whether I want him to or not, right? Like, this is not, because, usually, you don't like him. No.
It won't be to his advantage.
Calculate.
Hell no.
Calculate. Listen, when you fresh, when you brand new, it's like when you came out with an album. You made an album, a well-anticipated album. Everybody's excited. Boom. The album drops. The first single is good. The second single might be a little something. and the third, and then as you go on and on, it just starts dying out. When then you try to make a return, and the second album flop. So him making his return in 2020 was the flop of him, where they already knew. They listened to him. It was a broken record. The songs weren't true. Everything that he said he was going to do, he didn't do, that was supposedly for positivity and the people. He fucked it up. The money, even the investors, he screwed a lot of people that probably, he told them, oh, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that. And when it came to that, he forgot about them, and he prioritized on some people that he helped. But it wasn't enough to get them back. It wasn't enough to get them back.
Jay, I'm going to tell my age. I like the way you put that. You a genius, motherfucker. They call the Osmond brothers. One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch. Remember that one hit they had?
Right.
What the motherfuckers have after that? Nothing, right? So just like you say, and I'm smiling with you, his season's over. His season's over. I can't see this motherfucker make a comeback. It's done. He should have never gotten there in the first place. But there's a whole lot of shit going on with the money. The money's funny right now. Y'all know I like looking at the money. I say follow the money and the way you get to see what's going on. Look at Palestine, all that little bullshit. There's money. There's some funny money going on. There's a whole lot of shit going on. So undercover, everything you saying right now, I have to agree. He's done. They're going to isolate him, put him on the sideline somewhere. I don't know if he's going to jail, Tyrone. I know you want to see justice.
The laws of this country say that what he's accused of, he got to go to he got to get locked up.
Yeah,
he got to.
I don't know, Tyrone.
They find a way to get away from that when they tell you parole or this is a special case. We're gonna hit him with fines. We're gonna lock him up. Look what they did to Pablo Escobar. They locked his ass in the thing. He was so much of a problem. He wasn't even a president. This guy was a drug kingpin. And he caused so much problems that they said, you know what, we can't even put this motherfucker in prison because he's just going to be living like in paradise. So why not just give him a damn prison? And another thing, not only that he's going to live in paradise, he's going to run a fucking muck where people are going to go crazy. So
but I'm saying that he cannot, he going to lose his freedom. Now, whether that be form of a jail or a prison, I can't say, but he's going to have to lose his freedom. And according to the laws of this land, with what he's espionage, RICO, felonies, 91 felonies. I mean, that shit means jail time somewhere.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna find a way to find a thing and say, look, you know what, this is 2 years, but we can give him 2 years of probation instead of giving all this piled up time. We're just gonna run it concurrent, and then we're gonna lock him up. Because again, I'm giving the Pablo Escobar scenario because it was very specific, unique, and think about that. A government lock up a drug dealer and say, you know what, we're not gonna put you in prison because there's gonna be more problems locking you up than just keep you in your house. And then, all right, we're gonna agree. Think about this. We're gonna agree to build a prison in your mansion. And then they was like, wait a minute, they built the prison in the mansion. He's still ordering hits and doing drug transaction businesses in the prison, living luxury. They said, no, he went overboard. So the government at some point, with the pressure of the U.S., went after his ass. Remember, if you do the so I'm saying in a specific situation, and look at the similarities. He sent people, the militia, to go kill judges in the court. You don't remember that? And he wasn't even a president. He wasn't no president. He went to send people, and they actually got killed. They took over the Supreme Court where people got murdered, judges, all type of people.
Okay, well, where is he at now?
He's dead.
Okay, where did they house him at? Where did they lock him up at?
They locked him up in his mansion in Colombia. If you look at that fortress, you say it's just like, it's crazy because it's like a scenario of Mar-a-Lago. You say, damn, you know what? Could they do? And why I say that again? Because the president, they're gonna look at logistics. They're gonna say, damn, a quarter of America is gonna be pissed off. You know, so we got, and then another.
Hold right there. That is the problem right there. Yeah. The justice system should not care who's mad and who's not mad. And what you're really saying is white America is going to be pissed off. Yes. That's what you're saying, and that's the problem.
Not really, Tyrone. Not really saying that. We're saying they don't want to create a folklore out of this motherfucker because you never know what you're gonna get. The crazies might come out even more.
Okay, who's the crazies? That's what I'm talking about. Fuck the crazies is what I'm saying.
The crazies, well, we're gonna say it this way because you don't like it. I'm gonna say it anyway. The religious motherfucker called what? Evangelical.
Yeah, exactly. And who are they? That's white America.
Can I get it out? 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 There's 92 millions of them motherfuckers, man.
But you talking about white America?
No, I didn't say white America.
I'm saying white America.
Evangelicals. No, don't
listen. Let's get this language straight right here. Let's get this language straight right here. Let's get this language straight. When you say evangelical, right? You are not talking about religious. You're not talking about black Christians when you say evangelicals.
Whoa, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm doing it.
See?
I'm doing it.
I'm trying to separate this shit because
okay.
I tried to do this with you before. Evangelicals, right? It's not like regular motherfuckers you and I know that go to church.
Okay.
Evangelicals are gun-toting motherfuckers.
Right.
But it's the motherfuckers hold on. This the motherfuckers everywhere that says, yes, praise the Lord, but praise the Lord while I'm holding on to my gun because of my civil rights. Undercover, even Sarge, he don't even recognize it, but he's an evangelical.
Okay, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is when you say evangelical in America, you're not talking about black Christians. You're talking about white Christians. That's evangelicals.
No. See, you keep thinking it's a color. It's not a color. That's
it is, Brother G.
No, man. When you and I see it, because cousin, Mississippi talking, when we see it, we know that's the Jim Crow laws. We know that's the motherfuckers who said segregation. We know that. You and I know that. But evangelical, if you do your history on these motherfuckers, they're around the world, man. They all over the place. But in America itself, the rallies that the motherfuckers showing up at, those are I don't even like Trump. I ain't no Republican, but I know people who were Republican in my family. I'm just saying, we know you and I know who the evangelicals are. They ain't inviting us to sit down in their fucking church talking about kumbaya. They saying, y'all stay over there, we stay over here. I get that part. But you do have some evangelical people of color, Tyrone.
Okay.
You don't believe that.
All you got to do is look at the meetings they have, the services that they have. Just look in that audience, Brother G, and you see white Christians. I'm going to give you like 98 to 98.5% of that organization is white America. It is.
I wish I could agree with you, Tyrone, but I'm finding that hard to look at in that direction, brother. I'm just saying, evangelicals are some. When you say evangelical, what's that motherfucker? What's his name, man? He had the great evangelist. Pull the shit up and look at it sometimes, huh? Pull it up now. The Farwells and what's that motherfucker used to come on TV Sunday, Easter, the Bushes and all like them.
Yeah.
Those are more them individuals. That ain't just say again, give me a name. Billy Graham and them. Yeah, you think those are white folks, black folks?
Yes.
Too?
Okay, yeah, I'm not. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You got the Sarges and ABC. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm old.
Listen, you got the Sarges and ABCs in every group. You got the Sarges and the ABCs,
they could be evangelical.
That's what I'm saying. You got the Sarge, you got the Sarges and ABCs in every group, but the majority of evangelicals in this country is white people. Period. There's no.
Okay. I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
And that's what I'm saying, that they worried about. They worried about pissing off white America. Cause I'm talking majorities here.
Yeah.
I don't. When you start saying, go. Let me hear it.
Come in,
go ahead,
Joe.
brother. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, I would say this. He's got to go to jail. Here's the reason why. Everything America does from this point on is about setting a precedent. And so this is why, if you listen to these court cases, they say, we've never been down this road before. We've never done this before. So everything we do now from now on sets a precedent, and even more than that, sets a historical precedent. These are the things that people will refer to again and again and again if we go down this road again and again and again. But more than anything else, they want to prevent going down this road again and again. Remember, the things that Donald Trump is doing haven't been done since the Civil War. The Civil War. So they want to prevent any of this stuff from coming up again. Why? It tears the country apart. Number two, it interrupts the flow of government. All right, and that interrupts the flow of commerce. You know, since you like speaking about commerce, Brother G, anything that interrupts commerce is not good. And so, you know, this MAGA movement is not good for commerce at all. You know, it's about interruption. It's about disruption. It's about confusion, and it's about violence. So they're going to do everything they need to do, you know, to A, tamp down this movement, and B, make it unpalatable to be a part of it. So again, remember, think now, we're setting precedents here. They do not want to have to deal with another Donald Trump ever again. So everything they do is going to be with that in mind.
I hope Sarge hears that one.
I really don't want to take defense on that. The reason why, Joe, because I don't want to speak in the demeanor of what these Trumpites are saying. And the first thing they say, social programming. They all say that, right? And then the first thing Trump tried to put, and we're calling it being fair and balanced. That's what we're calling it, because the good old boy's been running the system too long. So I hear everything you're saying, but those gun totens are saying, Trump said we're not globalists. We don't want change. Who's the next Trumpite? Are they going to accept this new democracy that they're speaking of, aka this Green Deal? I'm not trying to go too far, Joe. I'm trying to stay right there, because that's the boogeyman that they keep bringing up for this new revolution that's coming, and they're saying we're not accepting it. We want to stay the way it is, and that's what ABC and them don't understand. Why I say that's a dangerous way to think.
They're scared of clean energy. They're scared of windmills. They're scared
my point.
Who the fuck? They're crazy,
yeah.
and they need to be identified. Listen, they need to be they need to be identified as nutcases and counted out.
Climate change is not only energy, Tom, Brother T. Climate change is actually changing the way and the thought of the people.
Listen, it ain't like humanity. It ain't like humanity hasn't went from horse and buggy to automobiles. We can change. Jesus, I mean, that ain't no big deal. We went through it before. We went from burning candles. We went from burning candles to burning light bulbs. We can change.
I was reading to one of my children, my siblings, because I was letting her know, you'll be carrying the purse of the family somewhat. So this is why the information you should know. And guess what we were going over? We were going over the redlining. How redlining is really not so much of a banker's law, but it's more or less the federal government's law. In order to go ahead, like we say, or like they were saying, to bring a climate down of racism to wide fair practicing of banking, and they were really saying that the social programming that should have been given to the urban while making these changes from 1968, and my daughter read it with me. I haven't read it. They said to this day, a lot of redlining still going on. So when they think about these changes, is what I'm saying, in this climate change, I'm saying, family, that the fear of these individual Anglo-Saxons thinking only one thing, we're not giving up our goods. Well, just say guns this time. That's their own mindset. And then they still have this thought that they don't want change to what they think belongs to them or that they've earned. They're lying to themselves in that part. The change is coming. but they will do as much as they can to stop this flow. Now, I hope you heard what I'm saying without going
Well,
too far
that's
over
evident
the
what
top.
you're saying. They're doing that now. They're trying to stop
That's the only thing I'm
anything.
trying to say, family.
They're
That's
trying to
all.
think. They're trying to think. They're trying to stop any progressive thinking, anything that will benefit
Progressive
them.
thinking.
And
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
trying to say that what
There
I'm
you
trying
go.
to say is them people need to be identified as lunatics and counted out. But it is scary. Just like you and me just had a conversation. You was hesitant about calling evangelicals white America. That's a divide. That is a divide. You were saying, well, no, it's not white America. And everybody know, you can look at the Pew Research and see that evangelicals is white America. We shouldn't even had that debate because evangelicals is white racist America. You said with the guns. You know, I mean, that's.
Hate to get into.
Go ahead.
I really hate getting into this with you sometimes because you keep thinking that this religious thing under the white aspect. Religion is business, Tyrone. I tried to share that with you before, and under the illusion that you think that once this religion thing go away, that everything will be well. No,
that's
Tyrone.
not what I'm speaking on right now.
Let me get on. I'm back. Tyrone. Let's make the progressive the one to win. When the progressives get ready to set this thing up the way they need to, religion will still be in the picture.
I'm not saying that though.
Universal. They will look it up.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that right now. I'm just saying a faction of religion, the evangelicals, the white Americans are the one that they're scared of to make a move on Donald Trump. That's the one that they're scared of to do progressive policies. The white evangelicals is who this country is scared of allowing Donald Trump to get away with breaking laws. I'm not saying to get rid of religion right now. I have said that, but that's not what I'm saying now.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But
I got you.
Hold on a second, though. You know, Brother G, you're missing something. You're giving far more economic weight to those parts of the country than they actually have, and they will actually have less of in the future. The Green New Deal is going to go down. It's going to go down on the coast. And right now, the economy of California is bigger than the economy of Georgia, Mississippi, and Arkansas put together. All right. So, you know, as we move forward, the economies of those states like that adopt the Green New Deal and move forward is only going to get bigger. All right.
Okay.
Those states, those middle states.
Joe.
Hold on. Those middle states. Wait a minute. Hold on. Those middle states, as they are right now, are becoming sicker. The people that run those states are becoming sicker. They're not moving forward. They want things to stay the way they are. But staying the way they are means that the economies are not going to grow, and they're going to lose resources in terms of healthcare, in terms of tax base, all of that stuff. Middle America is dying, and it's dying for a reason. We ain't going to get coal back, regardless of what Trump says. Coal is dead. It's dead. You know, unless they come up with some new way of making coal and working coal.
Tyrone, this for you. I'm gonna do this one thing.
Yeah,
Tyrone, this for you.
The infrastructure. Yeah. Hold on, I don't care if Tyrone's for you. I'm talking for myself.
No, I'm gonna say something.
Well,
I'm not gonna be on too much longer. I'm gonna get off the phone. So I'm not gonna
the infrastructure of those states. Yeah, the infrastructure of those states is crumbling. All right, they have no choice but to go along with it, bro. You can hold on to the past, but your state's gonna die.
I'm not holding on to the past. I'm gonna ask you a question, Tyrone. Ready? Most evangelicals, are they renters or homeowners?
Are they renters or homeowners? I mean, I think the most of them are
I'm
fucking.
asking you a question.
Okay, I'm answering your question. Million. Can you calm down?
Are they
I'm answering you the question.
Or
renters,
homeowners?
renters.
Most evangelicals are renters.
Yes.
Okay. Then I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah, because that's who you bring to the church. You bring the poor that are willing to give their tithes and offering and hoping for a better change in life. That's who you bring to the church. The rich people that are evangelicals, they be the movers and shakers. The poor people are the one that make up the fucking pews. That's in every fucking society. The poor people are the ones in the pews.
If you think those evangelicals are the renters, then I can't change your way of thinking. That's it.
Okay, well, you asked for a reason, but if that's it,
Well,
I mean,
no, I ain't asked for a reason. I just asked you one question. Are those evangelicals, and you should go online to look at it. I said, are they renters or homeowners? That's all I asked you. And I put a count on it. I put 92 million.
Asked and answered. What's your point?
Okay. That was it.
Okay, well, you cut Joe off for no reason.
You said, well, I'm just saying, because I know where it's going to go. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to bow out now. I'm all right with it.
Your ass ain't finna bow out. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I choose to.
Yeah, Sarge tends to come on and crow about, oh, these people are leaving California and New York. And that's true. They're leaving California and New York with California and New York money and moving south and buying up those properties. The people that are there now are homeowners, but homeowners for what? For land that nobody's coming to? Nobody's flocking to Wisconsin, bro. Nobody's flocking to Idaho.
Right.
You know, those states aren't growing. You know, what's happening is the states that border California, New York, Chicago are gaining people as the folks from those states that have prospered move to those other states because the land is cheap. So regardless of how, you know, these evangelicals feel and what they want to hold on to, the world is going to change around them and take them with it, whether they want to go or not. I mean, this is inevitable, bro. How did Thanos say, I am inevitable? In meaning that no matter which road you take, you're going to go through him. And that's what's going to happen with the Green New Deal and the progressive movement in the country.
Yeah, it's going to change. Society is going to change, and unfortunately, it's changing overseas before it changed in the United States. With places like Japan and Germany and them people using green energy before the United. We used to be the leader in innovation. We used to be the leader in change. And for some reason, these people in America has been convinced that big oil and these big corporations are leading them around by the nose, telling them how dangerous it is to get off fossil fuels when it's a bunch of bullshit. You know, we watching the change across overseas. Look at the railways in Japan and the high speed rails and all that kind of stuff. They're already doing this stuff. We're just fucking stupid because of these politicians in this country wants to get paid. The Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Democrats, the Nancy Pelosi's, want to get paid by these big oil companies and the lobbyists and all that kind of bullshit. They're just making money off of dumbass people. Like Brother G said, people are afraid. But that's because of propaganda. If the correct message was put out there, nobody would be afraid, and everybody would come along. But because of propaganda and media influence in this country, people are afraid, and that's unfortunate. Because I guarantee you, if you get Sarge on here right now or ABC, they can't tell you one goddamn thing that's dangerous about a fucking windmill besides the lies about a bird getting caught in a windmill. That's the only thing they can say. Oh, it's killing birds. Do you know how often birds fucking have babies? It ain't gonna kill a bird population. And I don't even think that it's killing the bird population. They saying something about the solar the solar panels. Now, I don't agree with the whole method of making solar panels because it's dependent on slavery in other countries. But once you get that final product, you can use it for years on the end to generate electricity that you don't have to go out and put fucking fuels in the air to power shit with. You know, hell, look at Elon Musk. I hate Elon Musk to death, but whenever he bought that electric car company, I mean, you can see that he's made a product out of electric cars, and people are buying those things, and they're working. And now the other car companies are getting into the electric vehicle. You know, they convince these people that this shit don't work when it do work. Hell, Mercedes is making electric vehicles. GM, Ford, everybody's making electric vehicles. You know, the thing is when they first came out, they were supposed to be cheaper than the gas cars. And now they cost just as much, if not more, than the gas cars. And that's what the corporations want. They want a way to mark this fucking free energy up so people would pay for it and they could still get profits off of it.
Well, Tyrone, I'm going to push back a little and that the electric cars don't work. They don't work if we keep living the way that we live now, with homes in the suburbs, commuting to the city, blah, 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 blah. In order to have electric vehicles work, we're going to have to fundamentally change the way America lives and works. And it's already happening. Like if you go to New York City right now, what you will see zooming around the city are mopeds and fucking scooters.
Okay.
Right?
Everywhere.
Not cars.
Everywhere.
Yeah, mopeds and
It's
scooters.
becoming
They're
like
everywhere.
Europe.
Yeah.
It's like Europe.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that's fundamentally changing the way Americans live.
And we didn't have
imagine,
that before.
you know,
Before
we didn't have any of
2000,
that before.
That shit wasn't around.
Right.
You couldn't even
Right.
have a moped with a motor. It was illegal.
Yeah. I mean, I know a good number of people that bicycle to work. They live here in the city. They live in the city. They bicycle to work. So the America is definitely changing, man. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. And it's eventually gonna branch out to the suburbs. Right now, we have malls that are dying all across the country. Why? Because people don't shop at them like they used to.
Right.
You don't have to go to a mall. Amazon delivers everywhere. So the
Right.
concept of having to live in the burbs, you know, is becoming a thing of the past, something that people used to do, you know. And you know, the world is changing fast around us. And the point being again is, what are you going to do about it? Are you want to be the leader in it, or you want to be the follower behind China or some other country? You know, that's the mindset you have to adopt. Whether we want to be on top of this, ahead of this shit, or behind it.
Well, it trips me out how easily people get
somebody else.
convinced. It trips me out how easily people get convinced that, you know, not to change, just to stay and live with the status quo and keep burning gas. People are stuck in that mindset, and then they come up with these silly ass arguments, huh?
So a lot of people are scared of change on things in general.
They're scared of change. Hey, but I did want to ask you this question, Tyrone. I heard you said, Joe.
Ain't
that was
nobody
good.
scared of change. Y'all niggas
as
getting y'all
Joe made
McDonald's
that
out of niggas dirty Civic.
That was crazy, Joe. See, Myrtle Beach. Have they started putting all those bike marks in the road down there, Tyrone?
The what mark?
Cyclist lanes. Bike lanes.
I haven't seen any electric vehicle change.
No. Markings.
Oh, well, for
in the
bicycles,
road
yeah.
that identify.
Yeah.
Have they started doing all? That's the change.
Yeah, they did that.
That's the change. They're putting those marks. I mean, listen, Tyrone. You know I'm in the cold climate. I'm in the Northeast. Motherfuckers don't ride a bike in the wintertime, but they got those markings down. They haven't even widened the road on something, but they're saying these markings will go because this is the new change of climate.
Well, yeah, and not only
a lot of people,
not only those changes, brother G, but if you looked at the weather patterns for the past couple of years, the huge hurricanes, the fires out west, in Hawaii, and the floodings in India, and man, this planet is fucking changing due to something, you know, and it's unnormal. So
somebody said 40-mile radius piece of chunk of Antarctica broke off. Anybody heard about that?
See, that's ridiculous if that's true, you know.
You can look it up. I'm not sure how. I read it. This 40-mile square radius broke off.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I hear you, Jay. Yeah, who knows, right? That's no water, right? That's what we're thinking, right? But like you're saying, Tyrone, and I'm not going to beat the dead horse. I'm not going to go back to where he was. That's the fear in America because the majority of those religious individuals, Protestants, and you can't say Protestants are everywhere. That's why I use the word evangelicals. That's the thing that creates the boogeyman, and that's been going on ever since we've been here in this country. They need a boogeyman.
White Americans are the dumbest people on this goddamn planet. I came to that conclusion because they're not willing to change, and they're willing to listen to idiots feed them propaganda that's to their own detriment. It's crazy for me to watch. There's nothing, and then not only that, I got to argue with people in my own community because of what the fuck they saying. It's just silly.
But I think Brother G is missing the most important question that needs to be asked for this millennium. And you know what that question is, Brother G?
I'm listening, family.
All right. Will a sister date a brother that rolls up on a moped or a skateboard, electric skateboard? Will a sister give him some play? That's the most important question that needs to be answered.
I seen people, couples or boyfriend and girlfriend, and girl, her shit did up like she was going to the club and riding on the back of that moped, man.
I see two days, but they ain't sisters, man. They ain't sisters. Will a sister date a brother? You know, will a sister give a brother some serious play when he pulls up one of them electric skateboards and says, "Yo, jump on the back, baby. Here's your helmet."
Listen, it's after 12 o'clock. Yeah, I got an appointment tomorrow. So y'all go ahead and talk. YouTube, I'm gonna shut you down, and conference call will be open. Y'all can call in at 717-908-1834 and join the conversation. So I'll holler at y'all later.
Open a conference call.
Oh shit, yeah, you right. I did open it.
All participants are unmuted.
Okay, there you go.
Hunter Biden faces 9 criminal charges. Where's Sarge at? Sarge is hiding under a pillow or something.